Peace to the YouTube fam. Peace to the YouTube fam. Just double checking to see if y'all can hear me. If you're on here, holler at me. Give me a thumbs up in the chat or something. I don't even know if I'm doing this right, so y'all gotta let me know. All right. So tonight we're gonna have a little topic, man. We're gonna get into this thing: Camelot Kennels versus Camelot Pits. All right, Soul Power. Good to see you in here, bro. All right. So I know I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place doing the right thing. All right. That's all I need to know, man. So there's a lot of debate about the true nature of these Camelot dogs. And Rob, what's good with you, brother? Good to see you in here, man. Good to see you in here. So tonight I really want to get into, what it is that's at the heart of these Camelot dogs. And what's the difference? Why so many people seem to feel like, for instance, somebody recently made a comment about how there are many different breeds in Camelot dogs and all of that. And that's just a flat out mistruth. You know what I mean? I don't know where the brother got that information. And he calls his channel Tested and Proven, right? So tonight we're gonna test his theories and we're gonna prove right our theories, or however y'all want to put that, man. But I think where most people get confused, man, off the muscle is the whole Camelot Kennels versus Camelot Pits, right? Two totally different outfits. I need to understand that. And they did their thing two different ways. Camelot Pits, which is the organization run by Kenneth, Sonia, is not the same as Camelot Kennels, which is the organization which was started by Sederis, right? If you had to put one before the other, you would say Camelot Kennels was the originator, right? Sederis was the first to use the name Camelot, in terms of these big red dogs, in his program. So one of the things that I was hoping to get into tonight is some of the dogs that was actually produced by Camelot Kennels. Y'all let me know if y'all can't see me no more, because part of what I want to do here, we might have some guests hopping on here later on, so feel free, man. Let's see something, man. What happens if I do this? Something like this. I'm just experimenting with some stuff on here, y'all. I'll come back to this. Inquisitive Jen, peace. That's a deep name, bro. That's a deep name. Inquisitive Jen, huh? Wow, that's deep, bro. But so what I was hoping to do was get into some pedigrees tonight. And my bad, y'all. I kind of let my thing to the registry lapse, man, to APBT online. So I just renewed it tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna have access to what I want to have access to. So I want to check that out right quick. Give me 2 seconds. It's crucial to understand that Sederis was a completely different dude, man, than Kenneth Sonia. Our Sederis, rest in peace, is no longer with us. So yeah, my joint is still hit, y'all. My joint is still hit. They say it takes about 24 hours to kick in, so I just have to deal with it like that. But you know, if you go to APBT online, right, and you literally search Camelot Kennels, right, then go in and search Camelot Pits. What you find on the Camelot Kennels is everything that Art Sederis was into, right? All the dogs that was produced under Camelot Kennels, you're gonna see those dogs. King Wolf, peace. King Wolf, honestly, that's kind of like what I'm talking about right now. If you go to Camelot Pits and Kenneth Sonia, any dogs that he has off that bus line, those are automatically band dogs, right? Because those dogs were mixed with Eddington's want to be a Whopper bull mastiffs, right? So King Wolf, if you really looking for a Camelot type band dog, you definitely want to check out Camelot Pits. And that's, it's great that you say that, man, because that's actually the subject of our conversation here tonight. Red Bull 357, Raging Cajun. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, I would love to see somebody with some stock off of Raging Cajun. Absolute facts. So Power says, it's your belief that these dogs are one and the same or a different breed? So that's the whole thing. Camelot Kennels, right? Camelot Kennels, Art Sederis. He never did that cross with the bull mastiffs and the and that wanna be a Whopper stuff. Art Sederis of Camelot Kennels never made that move. That is a move that Kenneth Sonia of Camelot Pits made, right? And he only did that with certain of his dogs, right? Kenneth Sonia does have stock that's original off of Camelot Kennels, the Duke, right? So the great granddaddy of them all is Kubar's Golden Bud. And we'll get into that at another time. But like Kubar's Golden Bud was the Duke's father, right? And he also produced another dog called Max. And you're gonna find that a lot of these big red dogs, man, that you see running around, they all trace their lineage, back to Duke. You know what I mean? Some Duke and Max, Duke and Blaze Maxine, it all goes back there. So with the Kenneth Sonia and the Camelot Pits, that's a whole different scenario, y'all. You know what I mean? And I really, really need y'all to understand, man, that the major difference in this scenario is the fact that our Sederis literally went to prison, man. He did time for what he was doing in these dogs. You understand what I'm saying? The man was rolling his dogs, man. In fact, Camelot Kennels has been banned from the UKC, right? You won't even find Camelot Kennels listed in the UKC because the man was flagged for involvement in this, that, and the third, allegedly. Now, rest in peace, Art Sederis is no longer with us, so we say all these things, lightly. You know what I mean? Red Bull 357, they do not understand exactly. Blaze Maxine, she was the linchpin. She was the linchpin. She tied it all together, man. So you really have to go back and look at the pedigrees, man, and take some time and trace these pedigrees. Rathgar Redbeard, Say, anybody remember that big red-nosed dog from back in the day? I think his name was Chevy. Yes, that's exactly what Kenneth Sonia went into, Redbeard, right? Good point. That's exactly what Kenneth Sonia went into. He went into the whole bus line, right? That whole Chevy dog. So he has he named the dog Chevette because it came down off that Chevy stuff. Chevy again was off the Eddington stuff that they bred. I believe Dogue de Bordeaux. I believe Dogue de Bordeaux is that red French Mastiff. If you've ever seen the movie Turner and Hooch, right? That old school movie Turner and Hooch, they got the big red Mastiff in there. I think it was, who the hell was, I forget the actor in that motherfucker. I just remember the dog. Yeah, y'all know how we do, right? But that dog was a Dogue de Bordeaux. It's a French Mastiff. They're all red with the red nose, big dogs, and all of that. Indeed, indeed. But this is the reason why so many people, because of Kenneth Sonia going into the wannabe Whopper stuff, the Chevy stuff, and the bus stuff, right? Red Bull, Tom Hanks, good shit. Tom Hanks, that's who it was, real shit. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Trent. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, man. Hold on. Let me see if I can get you in here, bro. Hold on. Let me see if I can get you in here. All right, give me 1 second. Yo, I'm gonna send you this joint here. I'm gonna send you this link and see if you can hop in here, bro. Danger Zone Red Hot Kennels in the building. That's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna have this discussion tonight, y'all. We're gonna break these big red dogs down, man. We're gonna get into it like it's supposed to be gotten into, man, because a lot of people don't seem to understand. Des, give me one. Matter of fact, let me just post this link right here in the comments. Des, see if you can grab that link. Indeed, indeed. So part of the problem we running into is that because they went into that whole Camelot Pitts went into that whole Chevy line, and that nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, right? But at the end of the day, he continued to call his dogs pit bulls, right? And in doing so, amongst certain circles, man, he ruined the name Camelot. I'm not gonna front on that. You know what I mean? Like certain people have automatically those bus dogs, those Chevy dogs in mind when they say Camelot, and that's not Camelot. Camelot is what Art Sederis produced out of Camelot Kennels, right? And again, my apologies, y'all. I really wanted to lay this out, man. But you go to APBT online and you go ahead, man, and type in Camelot Kennels, and you'll see, man, it wasn't just the big red dogs that Art ran. Art ran a lot of game dogs. You understand what I'm saying? I think he had some stuff off some Carver stuff and all of that, man. So don't ever get it twisted. Art was, forget knee deep, he was neck deep in the game. You understand what I'm saying? He paid his dues, man. In a lot of ways that a lot of these YouTube naysayers, you understand what I'm saying, will never experience. Like, come on, man. Like we make our little videos about our dogs, man, but very few of us, man, is really in them boxes. You understand what I'm saying? And Art was a dude that was 100% in them boxes, man, without beyond a shadow of a doubt. Original Camelot dogs have gone all over the world. And this was before Camelot pits. Now, to clarify some things, right? All right, Levon FLA in the building. Rob Keenan said, I had a dog de Bordeaux. He was a damn good dog, very protective of his family and property. Yes, indeed, Rob, but that's a Mastiff. So if you mix a Camelot dog, a true Camelot dog, with that dog de Bordeaux, it's gonna come out a big red dog, right? But you just created a band dog, right? The American Pit Bull Terrier genes are no longer exclusive, right? So whatever comes with that dog de Bordeaux, and keep in mind, they don't the breed doesn't have a great history. The dog de Bordeaux is considered something of a dog that has, a few ailments, right? From hip dysplasia to gastrointestinal troubles, and breathing trouble, right? So when you put all of that and you start bringing that into a gene pool that doesn't have that, you're not really doing us no favors. Now, if he had went ahead and announced that and kept it like that, if Kenneth Sonia had just said, listen, man, these are band dogs, right? But then you can't sell as much because the paperwork don't really fly, right? You got to have paperwork. So if you got paperwork that say they pit bulls, you can sell yours for what you want to sell them for. And make no mistake, Kenneth Sonia was getting his price. You know what I mean? Quite a few people. But let me shoot back up here, man. Red Bull says it's kind of random, but do you remember Red Dog in the magazines named Will Rock's Dakota Chief? His ad was always next to the Camelot Kennel ad. Nah, bro, I've never seen that. The Dakota Chief sounds familiar, but I would have thought that was I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of Wilder stuff, man. Maybe I'm thinking of the Wilder stuff. Redbeard says, does anybody know whatever happened to Flame Tree Kennels? He had some beautiful red-nosed bulldog. Indeed. Flame Tree, I think, is still around under another, not necessarily that outfit, but those dogs are around underneath another name. Somebody's got stuff off of those dogs. And, at some point, we're going to definitely be diving into that. That is definitely something, I'm going to be looking for. Okay, Levon FLA said, I've been to Camelot with Art in Florida. He had games there also. That's what I'm talking about, Levon. That's what I'm talking about. See, like, how can I get these dudes on here, man? I'm trying to get y'all in here, man. Okay. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about, bro. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna post a number up here, man. Right? I was hoping that this thing could oh, hold up. Philly Dog Man says that Will Rocks runs heavy in cam dogs. Said he talked to Flame Tree a few years. He had a few dogs, but not really doing things for the public. Shit. Can't blame him. Lord, I can't blame him. Sometimes, doing that. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. What's good, big bro? You are in the building. All right, Philly Dog Man in the building with us, y'all. 1 second here. All right. Introduce yourself. Announce yourself. Tell us more about Will Rocks. You said it goes back to the McClintock and Killing Sid dog.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Philly?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Drop that, man. Tell us about that.
That Will Rock stuff is old school blood. That's back when that's back in that McClintock, that Wises, Maximilians, all back ran with that stuff. Will Rock runs back with that stuff. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, don't hold me, but I want to say, I forgot what breeder it was. I want to say, what's the name of that? It was in Maryland. They had oh my gosh, what was the name of that kennel? I think it was something plantation. I think they had some Will Rocks back a little more closer in their blood. But yeah, Will Rocks is old school blood. That's old school blood. That goes back with the when you start talking that Killing Sid, that
the Serona dogs.
Yeah, it goes back with that. It goes back with Killing Sid. I'm trying to think of the other names of the big red dog guys back then. You had McCoy, McClintock, you had Red Devil, all that Red Harvey stuff. Will Rocks go back with that.
Copy. You ever had anything off of that?
No. Yeah. Oh shoot. All right, tell her a half hour. No, I never had that. Like, no. Now,
you know anybody that's out there that got it now?
Not so much Will Rocks. It is an old head in Philly. They got some really, really tight red blood. Matter of fact, I was talking to one of my folks that used to, get busy back in the day. And they was talking about this dog named Mikey that the firm had. They said he was an 80-pound red dog, and he was an absolute animal. You hear me? And I heard some of that blood is still around, but when you deal with them old heads, they don't know you. You got to really have a plug. Right. You got to have a plug to get into some of that. So I talked to my man because he run heavy red boy Jeep stuff. He said he was going to, introduce me to them, but, people be tied up and, everyday life. But if I get a plug on some of that old school blood, you definitely gonna be the first to know.
That's what's up, yo. That's what's up. Cause honestly, I steer clear of anything with that Chevy Bus stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when I posted that video, man, of the dogs going at it, right?
Right.
A lot of people seen it, man. Motherfuckers and took the video and posted it on they social media platforms. Yeah, man. Motherfucker took my shit and posted it on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
And said nothing. No context with it, no nothing.
Right.
But one of the problems, and this is what we was chopping it up about last night, is that you don't go into a dog with a name like Hollywood Bullies, right? You get a dog from somebody that call their outfit Hollywood Bullies. And this dog is called Star, and they telling you this dog is internet famous, right?
Right.
That gives you a perception of a certain kind of dog.
Exactly.
You don't think that this dog is hot, right? You ain't thinking that this dog is gonna snatch anything that even growl. You know what I mean?
Especially when you hear the term bully. When you hear the term bully, it's like, for us, it's like almost like a turnoff.
Right.
But they was trying to attract a certain type of people, so that was smart as far as advertising.
But you see where, number one, it kind of ruined the Camelot name, which is almost good, because certain dudes I don't even want fucking with these dogs.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? A certain mentality.
You can't have dealing with these youngs.
Right.
Especially these young boys.
The size and the drive, somebody gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't always like Bull. He don't announce it when he want to rock. He just go.
That's
you understand?
Exactly.
He don't growl. He don't bark. He don't do none of that, man. He just off. The minute he lay eyes, man, and he didn't decided it's a go, it's a go. So
Yep, yep. And it's crazy that you said that because I, almost had a couple situations and so-called gang dog guys thought it was sweet. I don't know who they talk to, but I got a friend of mine that's been doing dogs over like 30 years. He said, I'm not saying that I'm scared to do it. He said, but I wouldn't do nothing with a dog that big with that drive because you don't know what you're going to get. Everybody always assumes the bigger it is, the less wind he has. And my man, like I said, he been doing dogs 30 years. And he was saying that that's just too much of a gamble because if this 90-pound dog hop on my 40-pound dog and dominate, I just lost the dog.
Yo, listen, man, they take punishment very well, man.
They come from the same. You know what?
Like
that's
that thick bone and muscle. You got to have a dog with a hell of a mouth to really get in there and get them to a point where they not gonna turn around and snatch that motherfucker.
You know what?
They get hold of it.
You know what I think is a good example of when you use the Camelot dog. I use Mike Tyson. The reason why I say Mike Tyson's a heavyweight. Camelot dogs are a big dog. They move and got power. You know what I'm saying? And
deceptively quick speed, man.
Exactly. And with that type of bite, you know what I'm saying? If he catch you, it can be lights out. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm looking at dogs that show ability. You understand what I'm saying? And what most people fail, and I state this again. I come from box dogs.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I came from box dogs and then got into Camelot.
Right.
So when I assess a dog and I look at a dog, even the way the dog plays, I'm looking at something completely different than other people around.
Exactly.
And when I say these Camelot dogs tend to show ability, like real ability, even in playing, it's like, whoa, hold on. So you don't want that, 80, 90 pounds, even that big, man, like, just you don't want somebody who don't know what they doing fucking with that.
And you know what's crazy? You got to watch what you say on these shows, but I know people that actually tested Camelot dogs.
Absolutely.
And a lot of them gang dog guys was kind of surprised. And I'm like, yo, so I started running the history down on what these dogs come off of. And they like, really? I said, bro, don't take my word for it. Do your research.
Yeah,
I knew a guy not too long ago. I think this might have been a year ago. He tested the Camelot dog. He said the dog got tired within like a half hour, but he didn't stop. They had to stop him. Like, he wouldn't stop. I mean, he was getting, beat up a little bit after a while because, the gang dog had better lungs, but he said this dog would not stop.
If the dogs are properly conditioned, man.
I don't think he was conditioned. I think,
bro. And we talking about a larger dog, man. You understand what I'm saying?
It's fresh off the chain.
Right. Like that's, you're gonna get that, but they don't stop. I've watched these dogs work themselves into bad health, man. Like you can't make you have to literally make them stop at a certain point, man, because they'll keep going until they hurt themselves. And that's just with anything they do. If I put them on a spring pole, man, I gotta, we gotta go through a big thing to get their ass home. You know what I mean?
Like, yo, that's true.
It's
and
not a game, bro.
I had a dog that I was doing sleeve work with, and I had the choker chain, not the one with the spikes. I don't do the spikes, but I had the other one that you pull it and it tighten up. And he couldn't stand the guy so much. I put I tightened the choker up. He still wouldn't let go of the sleeve. So I took him off his front two legs. Still ain't let go of the sleeve. I had to hang him in the air for literally about 15 to 20 seconds. His face turned red, his eyes turned red. 15 to 20 seconds, I had him hanging in the air. He didn't let go for a while. Then he let go and catch his breath. And then went after him again.
Right. They only gonna let go long enough to catch that breath.
And that was it, because he tried to go after him again. But I had him secure. But and then when my juggernaut was come on, was 9 months. Oh, I'll show you in a second.
Red Bull said the Dakota dog was Lars Son. Okay.
He was what?
Off the Larson stuff.
Oh, Larson stuff. Larson.
Yeah.
Man, Larson. Oh, that's Will Rock's Larson kind of ran like Henfield Wilder.
Okay. King Bull said he would use a different mastiff, like a Dogo. A real. a real good bred bull mastiff. See, that's exactly what Kenneth Sonia did. But at the end of the day, you know, he kept calling them pit bulls. And
Yeah, once you do that, it's
that's
not the
why we got a
same.
problem with the
That's a
Camelot
band dog.
today. Right.
That's the big.
That's
Now,
that's when you run into this problem with the Camelot name, though.
but you know what though? When you have a dog and cross into the Camelot blood, see a lot of guys just have dogs. When you study the pedigree, you'll understand when you have a Camelot dog, a lot of these dogs are tightly bred when you go in a generation, you go back generations. So what I mean by that is when you have a dominantly bred dog like that and you cross something into it, the traits of the other dog will come out, but by the Camelot blood being so dominantly bred, eventually you're going to hide a lot more of the traits faster because it's a dominant breeding.
Right. I agree with you 100%. Hold up. Rob said he got a question. He said, this is probably a dumb question, but did the Chevy powered pits based off Camelot dogs or were they their own thing? I believe some of them dogs did go back to some Camelot shit.
Well, but that's what they used. The story with Eddington, I didn't mean to cut you off. The Eddington story, Eddington took that dog and crossed it to Camelot blood, remember?
Absolutely.
So when he got some great looking dogs off of it, he took that and kept breeding it heavily back into the Camelot. So you took
that's what produced Chevy.
Yep, exactly.
That's what produced Chevy across into that Eddington's Bull Mastiff.
Yep, the Eddington dogs.
Yep, the Camelot Eddington cross produced that Chevy shit. So
yes, it did.
I mean, and I say Chevy shit. I don't mean to disparage nobody's dogs and nothing like that. Nobody's work. They did that specifically for that whole weight pulling community. And exactly. I respect that. You know what I mean? That was their lane. They did what they did to excel in that lane. I'm not raising weight pulling dogs, right? I don't need dogs that pull 3,000 pounds. I need dogs that can get busy in the woods, right? I need dogs that can bring home their own dinner if that's what it comes to.
And honestly,
that's why I fuck with dogs that are not off that Camelot pit stuff, right? They're not off the Eddingtons and the Chevy stuff.
Right. Now I'm not going to front.
The dogs with pure PBT genetics. So
and another thing
that answers your question, Rob. My bad, bro. I ain't mean to. I just wanted to make sure I got in there. Let me shout out JJ Garcia. He said greetings, OG. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to you, beloved. Absolutely appreciate that. Jen said Flame Tree has some good hunting dogs. We're gonna be bringing back some OFRN around here, y'all. And I wasn't gonna really say nothing about this, but at some point, we're gonna go ahead and get some of that Serona blood, man, and we're gonna bring it back to the program because I believe that's where the program belongs.
It's some around, but it's hard to get it. A lot of them guys that got that stuff is so hush hush with it. You know what I'm saying? They so hush hush with it because when you get good blood like that, they don't really be trying to share it with nobody.
That's what's up.
They say guys in Philly with it. I don't really know none. Like I said, my man said he got a plug with them guys, but and then things got a little crazy when they had that in 2000 when they had that major dog bust. They bust that dog ring, and it was people from all out of state, and there was a lot of money and a lot of things in that place when they ran it down. Right. So a lot of them guys are more discreet with it now.
You gotta be now, bro. Listen, quick shout out to 78 Sports TV. Listen, if y'all ever get a chance, man, go fuck with that brother, man. That brother be working.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
On the fight game and on these box dogs, man. And they put together a beautiful panel, man, of some, forget the dogs being proven, the dog men are proven. You understand what I'm saying? So if you need to really understand the game and get some insight as to how to, better deal with your own dogs, you couldn't probably find a better panel on this YouTube platform than 78 Sports TV got going on. So appreciate that. Appreciate the super chat, the $10 donation, beloved. That's what keep it real between us, man. Love you for that, bro. Bank State Kennels, salute, bro. Good to see you in here. Inquisitive Jen said, after a bit of research, I learned that a lot of those unleashed Kennels dogs have that Camelot blood in them. You better believe it, bro. You better believe it.
No doubt.
The lavish line, the unleashed Kennels, man, just really do your homework. And you can even check out Bryant's Red Devils. Go check out Jennifer Bryant and Bryant's Red Devils. Look at what she's doing on her webpage. She got the Camelot blood in her shit, yo. And she ain't never did nothing but old family red nose.
Exactly. That should tell you something.
Y'all really pay attention to what's going on, man. Don't get Camelot Kennels confused with Camelot Pits. Jennifer Bryant is not going to run nothing out of a bus dog. She's not going to run nothing out of that Chevy shit. Everything she run Camelot related is going to be Cajun Raging, Duke. I mean, like I said, go to her webpage, man. Y'all check it out for yourself, man.
I got folks. Is a dude that I heard that got some old school red blood. I think it might be like heavy Klaus or Hemfield Wilder. Matter of fact, is a guy that I heard that got some of this stuff in another part of Philly. But like I said, it's hard to catch these guys, man. And then with guys messing the game up, it's kind of hard to get in contact with these brothers, man. The one guy, I heard he got some of the tightest red blood that you'll find. And I cannot get in contact with this dude, man. But honestly, for real, a lot of dudes be saying they want to go into the old school blood. I like the old school blood. What's up, Dad? What's up? But the thing is, I probably will dip into some of that, but I might not, because for real, you know, people get it twisted. It's two different strings of Camelot too. Remember, Art went back into the game dogs. So I'm pretty sure he was running some good game dogs, probably, because I know in the Camelot blood, you know, he Pat Patrick, there's a lot of Pat Patrick dogs in there too. So I don't know what exact line Art went into. I wanted to do some research on that, bro. Maybe we could find some research on that, because when he went to the game dogs, what line of game dogs? Don't forget they dog men. So I'm pretty sure he's not going to, I'm just using an example, he's not going to run the Camelot into some Eli if it don't work. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. I'm gonna tell really you honestly, curious. You know, the thing about his breeding program is that I noticed, man, he had dogs everything from 40 pounds to 100 pounds. You understand what I'm saying? And like ultimately the Jack Boots dog, you know what I mean? They put that boy in the box. He came back a 2-time winner. The blood and the abilities is there in the bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But what's been happening is that the dogs look so goddamn good. You got a bunch of people purchasing them and getting them just for their looks. They're not really working with these dogs. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what? They said that's what. They said that's what McCall was doing. I don't want to say the wrong. It was either Hemfield Wilder. A lot of people was like, "Damn, these dogs." I was reading that they were saying these dogs are so pretty. You know, you don't even got to fight them no more. You can just, you know, use them on their looks alone. But one thing we can't get away from, I don't care if you get a generation of them dogs that ain't fighting 30 years generationally, that DNA is in there. DNA, you can't erase DNA. And you're right. So people get these dogs and don't know what they get sometimes, and not realizing that this dog will turn on at a certain age, or could come out the womb turned on and don't realize what they had. That's the, you know, and that was the story with the did you ever read the story on what is that dog from Camp Rocket Fire?
Not the whole story.
I read the story on that
Rocket Fire scooter stuff.
Yeah. And that guy that's an interesting story. And people sometimes don't realize
Tell us about it.
Well, what happened was when he had that Rocket Fire dog, now I don't want to mess the story up, but I know he ended up losing contact with the dog. He went to the person because he heard the dog was gone. They sold it to another person. He got the information. He went down there. Dude was like, "Yo, you better do something with this dog because I'm getting ready to kill it." He said, "Wow, what happened?" Dude thought because it was a male and a female that it was cool. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, that's
If
all
you
right.
want to kill your
So
camera, bro, if you want to kill your camera, you could turn the camera off and still rock. Or if you want to keep it on, it's up to you, bro.
okay, so I appreciate that. So the guy was like, I'm getting ready to kill this dog because he tried to breed it to his female. They said that Rocket Fire dog was so hot that he had to give him like a volume to breed him. He said he thought because he had a male and female, it was gonna work. He almost killed the girl. So when whatchamacallit went down to get his dog, he said, listen, I don't care, take this dog. He said, because I'm getting ready to kill him. He thought because it was a male and female, he went to go breed him, and he almost killed the female that man had.
Yeah, yeah.
That
See,
Rocket
now that
Fire
sound
blood
like the
was
dogs I know. That sound like the
right.
dogs I know. Like you got to really be careful because, like when I first got Bull, the boy like he didn't know whether he wanted to fight the bitch or fuck the bitch. You know what I mean? Like his tactics was just kind of brutal, B. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
you got to understand, man. It's definitely a thing in these dogs.
Of
Rob
course.
said they definitely have more agility than most of the bullies. He said he also see a big difference in how they interact with a flirt pole. They have way more drive.
Well, one thing people gotta understand too, they got the term bully not from being mixed. See, they got the term bully for size. So what I'm saying is a lot of people be like, yeah, you know, these dogs bullies, but you got to look, it was a whole discrepancy behind that. They getting because of they're consistently throwing. I called the ADBA about that. And I
Get the
asked
fuck
the
out of
lady,
here.
yeah, I called him because don't forget, I kind of fell off a little bit. I didn't really get involved until I got my papers again. They asked me, do you mind them being called bullies? So I asked them, I said, well, why they called American working bullies? She said, because they have, what was her exact words? They have weight pulling lines in them. I said, ma'am, you go back 4 or 5 generations on the Camelot dog, they come from game stock. She said, oh, okay. Well, they're doing it because they're throwing consistently over 60, but that's not what you said to me before. Y'all get them named bullies, and at first, I'm not gonna front. It took me a hard time to accept. I said
Real
bullies,
shit.
but then I'm thinking like, okay, this is a money thing now, because you know bullies, like people getting these dogs. You getting a 60-pound dog with 2-inch legs, calling him a bully, and they charging thousands of dollars for this
Yeah,
garbage, and
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
yeah. So I had to,
They starting at 3,500. You know, like, and you know what's so funny, man? I ran into a brother, man, and he got a house full of bullies not too far from me, man. And that was the brother that told me that day, man, that three of his dogs had died, or one of his
wow,
dogs and two of his man's dogs had died. And then
right,
I ran into his boys' peoples too. So
right,
you know, when he's telling me that, I'm taking my dog out to work. So he's trying to tell me, like, yo, listen, be careful. Don't, you know what I mean? These dogs is dying, this, that, and the third. No, my dogs is not, bro. My dogs do this
exactly,
90-degree shit with no problem. I gotta
right,
stop them. You understand?
exactly,
Like, so I didn't really, and I think that is a major thing that most people need to understand. You're going to create differences in the breed when you start bringing in other genetics.
right,
Like the Bordeaux is not famous for its win. It's not famous for like having good hips or good gastrointestinal. Like
right,
that. Them dogs is famous for having GI issues. You understand? So
right.
these are the things, man. Shout out to Boo Waters in the building. He said, how can I create a line using the pit I have now? All right.
Roosevelt.
Then he goes into saying he don't have papers. I got him from a backyarder because he was too aggressive. I never met a dog like him, and I want to keep his line. I go out fishing and hunting with my pit. As far as creating a line with him and not having papers, bro, the best you might be able to do is create a family line.
I forgot we had to walk that dog.
And really track that track
It's a lot of that. I'm all in the
who you
bathroom, put
breed
my
them to,
phone,
when
had
you
to turn
breed
the
them,
camera.
just really
He's like,
start
oh,
paying
you can turn
attention
the
to what
camera off. I
you
didn't even know that.
do.
You was on the camera, it's up.
Mm-hmm. You saw the back of the.
So if you really track what you're doing with the dog over a period of time, especially who you breeding the dog to, I would definitely get a papered female. You know what I mean? Get a good female with good pedigree if the dog is really up to that standard. But at the best, you'd be doing that for yourself, your family, and your friends. the general public does not want a dog with no papers. And that's just a harsh truth. You'll never command a respectable price for all your work if you plan to sell pups. Going with a dog with no papers, as good as that dog may be. And that's the sad truth of it. I've seen dogs with no papers, and they were way better dogs than dogs I've seen that got the prettiest pedigrees and the most powerful pedigrees, whatever. But I've also seen it the other way too. So it happens both ways.
Right. That's true. That's facts. That's crazy. That's facts.
I try to I try to be fair to all dogs. Understand that. It's not like I've never had a dog that didn't have papers. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you want what's best for your dogs, either you're planning on keeping that whole litter, or you want to go ahead and let them dogs. You want to go ahead and get you some dogs that got papers. You know what I mean? Because it's an uphill battle, boo. I'm going to tell you straight up and down, black man, it's an uphill battle. You know what I mean? If the dog don't have papers, creating a line out of that dog is virtually impossible because you don't know who the parents are. It's never, if it hasn't been recorded for a couple of generations, who's to say what the dog is? Who's to say it ain't got some Labrador and Retriever in it? We'll never know. So a lot of dudes are not going to even take the chance, especially if they work in their dogs.
Exactly. And that's the harsh truth about this.
Inquisitive Jen said, is Swagger Kennels still active?
That's a good question.
You know what? Before we even get into the Swagger, though, do me a favor, bro. Break down the Danger Zone story. Tell me a little bit about the dogs that you running right now and why you went the direction you went to.
You talking about me?
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Well, the thing is, Dominant Red Hot Kennels had some fire. So it was two partners. One ran the heavy Camelot, other one ran heavy Danger Zone. Now, how can I put this? I like the bigger dog. He had some decent sized dogs, but the thing is, the stories I heard behind this Danger Zone blood was impeccable. Like Big Scrappy was an absolute beast. If you get what I'm saying, he was a monster. If you get what I'm saying, so
absolutely.
My goal was to go Camelot, Danger Zone, because Scrappy is damn near pretty much all Danger Zone. Now, right. Big Evil had a son named Kovu. Kovu had Danger Zone in him too. His mother was Camelot Danger Zone, and she was so damn aggressive. She was dumb aggressive. So now I'm looking at like, well, damn, these Danger Zone dogs on fire. And then it's crazy that when I got my dog from the one that did the heavy Camelot, my brother-in-law happened to meet up with the guy, and this wasn't planned, with the Danger Zone blood. And she was a good, even-tempered dog, right? She wasn't on fire like that. She was okay.
Real shit.
But when she got bred, genetics is in her. She had my brother-in-law kept two. They was hotter than fish grease, cuz. When I say like to the point where like when I was over his crib, he like, well, I trust you when you had your dogs out. I came over his crib, he went to open that cage. That dog hit the cage so hard. I said, no, don't let this dog out, man. And the dogs were really extremely dangerous. On dogs was really extremely intelligent. I was reading blogs and all types of stuff. A lot of the guys, they were saying that they really didn't want that blood out there, and these dogs are intelligent. And I seen that now because I got a pure danger. Well, she do have Camelot in her. She does. But she's so heavily, the danger, she's probably like maybe 75-25 or something like that. Danger Zone Camelot. Right. That's where her size had to come from. Well, then again, because you do get some big Danger Zone dogs too. Because Scrappy was about anywhere between 88 and maybe he'd get up to like 90-something pounds.
So how'd you find Rage though, bro?
What happened was, since they was partners, me and the other one, brother L, me and him used to talk all the time. My goal was really, I was supposed to have got a female first, and I was gonna take her to Scrappy, then take her back to her dad, which was take that pup back, but it was a situation with the Camelot dog. So as I'm talking, I know people that know him, and a couple, a story or two came out only because they trust me. Dogmen don't really tell nobody stuff. And I found out stuff about Scrappy and other relatives of his about how hot fire they was. Like he was producing some of the hottest dogs, and like the Camelot line too was doing a hot. But I kept hearing these stories about these danger zone dogs and the intelligence. So what happened was, I was trying to find breedings, and it was just hard to hook up with a lot of good dudes, man, because dudes be on some other type time, and so I ended up having to get my own female. Now, her mother was an absolute beast. She was an animal. You know what I'm saying? The dad was on fire, but the mom was nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? And I had just happened to, was talking to my wife. She said, call him, see if he got anything on the ground. He just happened to have a litter of pups down there. And the one I grabbed at 6 weeks, how was she? 6 weeks? Yeah. Sage.
I picked Sage out.
Anyway.
I picked, what you talking
So she was the one that was independent at that young age. Somebody came to the gate and she acted like she gonna do something only by the size of the palm of my hand. She wanted all the smoke, and it didn't change.
Right.
So that's why a lot of guys, when you peep game, not a lot of these newer breeders, but a lot of the old school breeders always dip back into the danger zone blood. When you look at a lot of these pedigrees, they always dip back, and people don't understand why.
So who was the founder of Danger Zone though?
Now, that right there, I'm a little blurry on that. I do know that the Amber Light stuff, the people that the Amber Light Kennels, they did they took a lot of stuff from them. They took a lot of stuff from them, and then whatchamacallit, Maserati, the guy that ran Maserati,
right? The sudden danger shit,
right? I forgot this guy's name, Little John. Little John took over the line.
Okay.
And I met a guy named Lance that had Lone Star Kennels.
Okay.
He had some hot dogs. Like, I ain't gonna front. He lived out in the Midwest, and he was telling me, like, man, I let 2 of these go on a black bear.
Now, what's good with the what you call the one that the brother's asking about, the swagger? Now, hold up, before I get into that, shout out to Pump 17. What's good with you, bro? He was I guess on the panel tonight, but the brother had to work, so I appreciate him checking in with us, man. It's all love.
Camera back. Yeah. Okay. Swagger Kennels was in Pennsylvania. Now, they had some beautiful dogs. Cuz, and they was very active into their dogs. And I'm not gonna lie, I was even thinking about getting at them too. They had some nice dogs. I think now, if I'm not mistaken, though, because a lot of their dogs was chocolate, so I wasn't sure how exactly they was bred. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, Camelot Danger Zone, if I'm not mistaken. But they had some very muscular dogs. Some of them was on the slim side, but very muscular. You know who else I like too? I used to look at too, On the Rise Kennels. I think they down in Florida.
On the Rise
Kennels. Yeah, On the Rise Kennels. I don't know if they still actively popping, but On the Rise Kennels had a lot of Danger Zone blood. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, they might have had some of that Larson stuff and way back in that pedigree too. They had a good pedigree back there. Pedigree. But they ran a lot of Danger Zone. Their main stud was Kane. He was a big boy. He probably might have been like 100 pounds, but they had a nice pack. They had another one called General something. And the way they used that Danger Zone blood, they had some really interesting dogs down there. But a lot of them guys down there in Florida, because I know Lance was down there, they was using them dogs with hog catching and all that stuff.
You know what? Somebody just asked, man, whether or not, is anybody currently using Camelot dogs for hog hunting? Let me see if I could.
Let's see. I could call my man down in Florida and ask him. If they are using them dogs, I guarantee that's probably the dogs they're using. If 9 times out of 10, they're going to probably use the Camelot dog. I definitely see that if they're hog catching. If you really peep it, even you go on YouTube, they don't really use really a lot of different bloodlines. When I see,
Right.
they always had that big red dog, or they'll use the danger zone. The danger zone dogs can get up. They can average 75-ish, but depends on what line of danger zone you go with.
And I could tell you honestly, the brother I got my dog that I got Rainer from, I know he
Right.
he actively hog hunts. He's down there in Florida.
Okay.
Then you have them brothers down there in Louisiana, Cajun style Kennels, CSK. I don't know how much active hog hunting he does, but I know all them dogs come off of hog hunting dogs.
Of course.
Then you got the Benenson outfit, you know what I mean,
Oh
and
yeah,
Mr. JT Johnson. So you got quite a few people throughout Texas, Louisiana, Florida that's doing some heavy hog hunting with these Camelot dogs, man.
Yeah.
They definitely getting that work in down south, absolutely. Now up here in New York, where I am, we ain't got no hogs, right? we ain't got no hogs
where I'm at either.
But it's one of the reasons why me personally, I prefer dogs, you know, in that 70, 75 pound range. I don't want them much bigger than that, simply because I would think up here is going to be coyote hunting.
Right.
You know what I mean? That we can do legally in the state of New York. Matter of fact, you know, I just got the hunter's education certificate from the state of New York. So next step is to go ahead and get the license, man. And then we out here in the woods in the wintertime with these dogs, man. Like that's my goal. That's that, you know, to get these dogs working, get these dogs back to what they originally was meant to be. So, you know, anytime y'all want to bring Sage out, bro, you know, that's an automatic, man.
All you got to do is let me know. We up there.
Bro, listen, man. As soon as I go ahead and get this little license from them, man, I'm trying to grab the first weekend, bro. We hit in the woods, man. I get tired, man.
All you gotta do is say the words. We up there.
Do who they up, be who they are. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Oh, she would go crazy doing that. She would go crazy,
man. That these Camelot dogs are built for the woods. That's what they were meant for, man. It wasn't meant for nothing, you know. Like these are not couch potatoes. You're gonna have big, high energy dogs looking at you crazy if you're not getting that dog some kind of exercise and work on a regular basis. They're not gonna be content to just lay around and sit around and make googly eyes with your ass. You know what I mean? They love to sit at your feet. That's a fact. You know what I mean? They love your time, your attention, your affection. They love all of that. But you're gonna work these dogs. You're gonna work. You're not gonna play no games.
Yeah, she definitely don't mind putting the work in at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do some sleeve work with her. I've been trying to find a guy that does it in Philly. I lost his contact information. It's been a while since I worked dogs out. But I would love to do some coyote hunting with her. What? Man, that's all my son been asking. Like, yo, when you gonna have her do that? I'm like, man, listen, we ain't got that up here. We only about 2 hours away from the hour and a half.
We could definitely get that work. In fact, I was really thinking about, because I'm about to purchase some land just for hunting.
Wow.
So I'm really thinking about opening that thing up because I'm doing everything underneath the LLC. It's all a business. What's up. You understand? So there's a possibility of us putting together a little hunting club.
Oh yeah, well let me know I'm with that.
You understand what I'm saying? And we can split the cost and share the rewards. We have to bag and tag everything we take off the land. So you know, like it's meat, it's enough meat for everybody. You know what I mean? Like the dogs could bring home their own food. That's what I'm talking about. Especially up here. One of the brothers I was hoping to holler at tonight is a brother, man, that I got solo from.
Okay.
Because he's up there in PA with y'all, man.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he's not too far. He's not too far at all, man. So I was hoping to have him come in here because he got a lot of that history on the Camelot Kennels too. The Camelot Kennels and the Camelot Pits thing.
Okay. I would love to hear some feedback from that brother. You know what I mean?
We gonna get him on here. We gonna get him on here. Let me see something. My boy Redbeard said, he's from Oklahoma, and one of the great old time dog men lived here. Yes, sir. Close to where he lived. His name was Earl Tudor.
Yeah, they got
Earl
Tudor all in
Tudor,
the back
man,
there. Yep.
to me is probably, I ain't gonna say single-handedly, but like he was in the game for so long, bro.
Right.
Earl Tudor had like 50, 60 years in the game, man. You
Yes, he
understand?
did.
So his influence spans over that entire period of time, man.
Yes,
And
he does.
he came out the woodwork with some headbangers. And the black demon dog and the white demon dog. We was talking about that last night. The Blackjack dog and Blackjack Jr. You know what I mean? We talking about double grand champions.
Right.
These are the very same dogs that the staff lines were built on. When they started calling dogs American Staffordshire Terrier, they were using these Tudor and Corvino dogs, and that's the blood that you end up getting when you're talking about an American Staffordshire Terrier.
Exactly.
So that blood is actually more pure than 90% of what people are screaming is a so-called box dog or game dog today.
Exactly. People don't even know what they're talking about because, like I said, if you look in the back of the pedigree of the Tudor dogs, them Tudor dogs had them what you just I forgot. I'm
Kobe, the Henry, Tudor ran it all, man.
But they got that Staffy, what people call quote unquote Staffy blood in them, because
they came from that dude Henry and Kobe.
Yeah, but a staff, the old school Staffy blood is the pit bull, and that's why like when I talk to guys and they want to argue, all I say is read the pedigrees. See, one of my old heads from like the Dominant Red Hot Kennels told me, he said the average person do not know how to read a pedigree, right? And it took me a while to figure out what he meant, because I ain't gonna put no names out there. We talked about this before. You'll have a guy say, "Oh no, I don't like Danger Zone, but I like Peterson." Well, you must not looked in that pedigree then, because they all intertwined. Danger Zone, Peterson. Hey Mo, I'm gonna be in the car.
McKenna, it's all in there.
All of them, they all intertwined. That's why you can cross them dogs and get good stuff out of any one of them crosses, because they come off the same stuff.
Real shit.
That's why I heard a guy, like one guy told me, and he's a breeder. He's an official breeder. He got a website and he got dogs, but I'm not gonna put his name out there telling me, oh yeah, you know, I don't like Danger Zone. And then he told me, what is her name? Camelot's not Red Rosina. One of them dogs. He was like, yeah, because she's some percent. I said, bro, her bottom half is Danger Zone. He's like, no, I gotta do my research. I'm telling you, matter of fact, I can probably pull it up right now in my pedigree. I said, the whole bottom half is Danger Zone, cuz. He said, I'm gonna do my research. I said, bro, listen. And this is when I was really studying, because I was trying to learn. I said, what was her name? What was one of the main producer females out of the Camelot yard? Oh, I can't think of her name.
Blaze Maxine, you had
Maxine. That's what it was, Maxine. I said, Blaze Maxine is 50% Danger Zone, bro. He told me, no, she's not. I said, you must not. You probably can't read a pedigree, bro. I said, she's 50%. She's 50% Danger Zone. And that's why I was telling you, like a lot of the old school, not now though, but a lot of the old school breeders, was breeding into the Danger Zone lines. When you start going back, that's why they intertwine. So that's why you cross any of that stuff and get good crosses out of it, because they all come from the same stuff.
Real shit, man. Real shit.
These dudes don't understand pedigrees.
They go back to the same dogs, man. To the same, like, and I want to be clear about this, man. Just because we talking about Camelot Kennels versus Camelot Pits, right?
Right.
We know that Camelot Kennels is the older outfit. We know that Art Sederis kept his shit pretty much game. You know what I mean? He wasn't no outcrossing into no Eddington stuff or none of that.
But
that's not to say that the Big Red Pit started with Art Sederis. That's not true at all.
No, at all. No, that's not true.
Right? He purchased Duke as a pup from a dude, Benji Reyes. And Reyes was breeding Kubal's Golden Bud. He came from Big Red Dogs, going all the way back to the Jerry Store dog. You know what I mean? And Jerry's Liquor. So you have to keep in mind that it's not brand new. It's not something that started in 1990. These dogs had been around. Motherfuckers have been walking these dogs. It just so happened that motherfuckers started making these dogs popular and famous.
Well, look at Killing Sid and look at some of that Jake Wild. Look at Geronimo. When you look at the old pictures of Geronimo in the Stratford books, that was a big dog.
Now, all of those dogs right there you just named is in a Camelot pedigree.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? If you had to really argue, you would have to say that's where them pedigrees started, bro.
Exactly. And that's where a lot of people get it twisted. Like my thing is, and then you got these guys that got well-respected kennels, but when you really start talking bloodlines to them, like, and these guys been in the game longer than me, they saying all types of wrong stuff. So, you know, me being the person I am, I send them pictures of the pedigree or the line, whatever it is, to prove what I'm saying is the truth.
Real shit. Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? And
in response to Red Bull 357, Pump said he was hunting hogs with these with Camelot dogs in 2014.
Wow.
Right. So that's might as well say he was doing that yesterday. You know what I mean? But I assure y'all, we going back to the woods with these dogs, man. We going back to the woods with these dogs. We're not gonna play no games. Dez, I don't know how your connection doing, bro, but I think you froze up. Hold up. King Wolf said, what if you breed that dog with no papers to a dog with papers? You know, you're gonna always have difficulty with that litter if you're marketing that, right? Now you can start keeping track from that point on, and you know, as long as one of those dogs pedigree genetics is in question, you're always going to have a problem with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
No matter how good a dog is with no papers, if you want to, you know, if you're in a box with them, if you're doing whatever you're doing, all that's great. You cannot really expect the public to just take your word for it that the dog is a pit bull. And there's no record, right? There's no attempt at keeping a record, right? At least even with dogs whose pedigrees are falsified, you know, somebody attempted to keep some kind of record. You can't stray but so far from the tree, right? If you breed the dog to if you breed a pit to let's say a whippet, right? Some of those details of the whippet is gonna come out, right? Like so you have to be careful about what's in paperwork, but at the very same time, if you're trying to push a dog with no paperwork, you're gonna find people saying, I ain't spending no paper on no paperwork. And that's just the hard facts of the business. Now, if you're talking about your personal records and really developing a line of dogs that you believe in, there's absolutely nothing in the world wrong with it, man. Do your thing. Records and really developing a line of dogs that you believe in, there's absolutely nothing in the world wrong with it. Man. Do your thing. Records and really developing a line of dogs that you believe in. All right, Jen of Red Hot Kennels and Greg, rest in peace, of Red Mythology, used heavy danger zone in their dogs. So you're gonna find that the big red dog thing, man, is not a new phenomenon. It's not a bully phenomenon. We are talking about dogs that have always had heat. They've always been used for hitting hogs. They've always been used for other purposes. You understand what I'm saying? The Red Mythology dogs that the brother Pump is mentioning, and the Red Hot Kennels stuff. You have to understand that some of those dogs, we'll just say one of those dogs is recorded in the books as having been in the box as a 2-time winner. and we'll leave it at that, right? The Jack Boots dog came off that line, and he was a 2-time winner. So please make a clear distinction between these dogs and what Kenneth Sonia of Camelot Pits has done with his Chevy line, right? Because Camelot Kennels, Art Sederis actually did time for, being involved in allegedly, dog fighting. His professional reputation and the professional records for Camelot Kennels are not as available as what you have with Camelot Pits. So Camelot Pits right now, because the man is alive and his business is currently functioning, is kind of carrying the name Camelot, but almost under not 100% truthful circumstances, right? Because the truthful circumstances of Camelot Kennels is such that, he produced Duke, and then Kenneth Sonia of Camelot Pits took one son off of Duke called Chief and started his breeding program off of that. And then he took dogs from that line and bred them to the Eddington's wannabe a Whopper dog to produce the Chevy dog, which produced the Bus and the Chevette and some of the other dogs that that Kenneth Sonia runs, right, or produced. And again, this is no knock on anybody's program, but at the time, of course, if you're offering these dogs to the public under the name Camelot Pits, and it's discovered that these dogs have bull mastiff in them, there's going to be an outcry against you calling them pit bulls. The shame of it is that there are people with genuine Camelot pit bulls that are not mixed into this Whopper stuff. And, people are looking at that as, a dog that has so many breeds crossed into it, which is what Tested and Proven said here recently today, and is one of the reasons that why we're doing this live. Let's get into this though. It looked like the brother Dez was on his way out, so I'm not sure if he's gonna jump back in with us, but one of the things that that you'll see, man, is that brother Dez alluded to it earlier. Art Sederis did a lot more than big red dogs, right? And not all the dogs were big red dogs. Some of them were your typical average sizes. And in all honesty, anybody that argues with a 70, 75 pound pit, has never seen OFRN records. Like, it's fairly common that dogs got way bigger than that, you know what I mean? And were kept by people like, or were acknowledged by people like Earl Tudor, you know what I mean? I've seen these records myself. So that's just, that's just something that, people got to kind of wrap their head around. The 30, 40 pound, dog is not the only version of the American Pit Bull Terrier, right? So, and I know that's disappointing to a lot of people, but that is an actual fact. Pump said Danger Zone throws big muscular dogs. Actual fact. But if you look back, Serona Trouble in them, man, that's why I chose the thumbnail that I chose for this live, to announce this live. If you look at those dogs, man, you can see them dogs is ripped, man. Dogs was muscular as hell. But Water said, I love fighting coyotes. Listen, bro, if that's your thing, man, hit me up. Let me know, man, if you bring them dogs out there. The coyotes thing is definitely you know, it's gonna be brand new for me and my clique. I went so far as to reach out to a friend of mine who was doing that with them joints. Hold on, let me see. I think my brother's back. Hold up. You in the building, bro?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm in the building.
Okay. We Boo Waters was just saying he loved fighting the coyotes, and I was just saying that it's something brand new for us, man. Something brand new.
Yeah.
I know a young lady or a female that she runs pits somewhere up here in upstate New York, and she's hunting coyotes with her joints. So yeah, let me tell you, it's not a walk in the park. A lot of people think that it's an automatic, it's a shoo-in. Coyotes are wild animals. Bear in mind that, you know, there's some question about whether or not coyotes have been crossing in with wolves. So you're getting some larger coyotes out there now, shit like that. So we going out here to test the waters. We're not going out here to kill no dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
First, we want to see what's what. You know what I mean? These are the only dogs I have. So I'm not going to have them in a situation where I may never get to breed them. You understand what I'm saying? Like we're going to get some pups on the ground. We're going to do some things before we get crazy with this. But we definitely going out in these woods, man, to let these dogs be dogs. You know what I mean? Let them be who they be. And I'm not going, you know, if the dog feel like she ready, she ready. You know what I mean?
Right.
If she feel like she ready, we're gonna let her do what she do. But that's the whole point, man. And you know, for me, it's not enough just to keep the dogs, because after a while, if the dogs are not working, if they're not doing what they were bred to do, they're gonna lose that edge. Right? I see a lot of dogs, man, that, especially with the Camelot dogs, you know, that's been taken into that weight pull direction, bro. Their agility, right? Their athleticism becomes compromised because now they just being used as sledge dogs. You know what I mean? Their only activity really is pulling big, heavy weight. So the agility that you need as a combatant, you understand what I'm saying, is not there. You get what I mean? Like, there's no way in the world you can really keep your dog in a healthy condition and still at the same time have it just pulling weight, or you think you're gonna put it in a box, or you're gonna put it in a combative situation and expect that dog to excel if it's just strictly muscle. It's almost a difference between a football player, you know, offensive and defensive lineman, and, you know, a middleweight boxer, a Marvin Hagler. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when you want to see what a pit is supposed to look like, go look at the Mo Hagler fights, man. You understand what I'm saying? And I love that in these Camelot dogs. I love that because they bring that power, they bring that drive. So when we take them out, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice to see.
You know, mine's been edging, man. She been edging she want all the smoke, man. So this is her time to, you know, I want to definitely make sure she ain't selling the wolf tickets. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she been like that since she was a pup. So, you know, once it's on, we up there, bro.
That's what's up.
And I heard about that. Are they really hybrids? Did the wolf and the coyote crossing?
Yeah. It's documented.
You think somebody's doing it?
They mating with each other. They all out there in the wild.
Damn, that's crazy. That's gonna be a hell of a test then. They built for it.
So, the crazy part is that they are normally natural enemies.
Right.
And for whatever reason, coyotes are hard to kill. Like their population continues to grow despite every effort. Same way they stamped out the wolf.
Right.
They've never been able to do that with the coyote.
Damn.
It seems like
the
more they try to kill them, the more the numbers produce. So
do you
even off?
So do you see them like walking the streets where you at?
Nah, it ain't that deep there.
Okay.
But I know they definitely like. See, we have a lot of deer, and the deer damn near walk the street.
Wow.
And coyote love it.
Wow.
So I know they damn near backyard.
Wow.
Yeah, now within city ordinance, I can't necessarily hunt them, anywhere within city limits, but we definitely got areas. I mean, more than enough land, bro. More than enough land.
Okay. Now my question is, has anybody Art Sederis bloodline, is anybody carrying that stuff on that Art started when they split?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of people still keeping that old blood around. That's what we're gonna be going to, in the future, because I'm getting more and more particular about the blood. Which dogs? It's nice to say I got a Camelot dog, but I'd rather have a Camelot dog from working with me.
So another bloodline too. No, I haven't heard nobody talk about. Maybe I missed it. What about the Castillo stuff?
Oh yeah, Castillo definitely.
Now, the line of the Camelot that I had Castillo in it. It was running with the Danger Zone's blood. Tekla and them, they've been breeding them dogs for over 30 years. And they still doing it. According to the website, the Castillo dogs, matter of fact.
He said who did it?
Tekla Castillo in California. Matter of fact, some people might understand in the kennels, when you see Sundance and all that stuff, that's right. Castillo lines. Right. My man had a pure Castillo John. They actually ran my dog's father into that and got some nice, matter of fact, at the dog show in Jersey, boy got a Danger Zone Castillo cross, and I think it had some Camelot in it. The dog was 11 years old, bro. He didn't look like it at all. He looked good. He looked like he might have been a toss.
Really see a pedigree.
Yeah.
Don't get back with all that at it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. This dog might have been a tall, maybe 80-pound, 75-pound dog, and he looked good, man. He looked real good. So, I know contact with him. I don't know how that went, but that would have been a good cross, that Castillo Danger Zone. A lot of people don't really do the Danger Zone because, people like the bigger Camelot looking dog, which I do understand because I like it too. That Danger Zone, that fire in the Danger Zone.
More athletic.
That's what they built. Yup, and that's what they was building them for. Because my man had a dog that was a pure Danger Zone dog, and he was hopping up, so he didn't want no more situations. So he had to keep him on the chain and had to add some weight to him, man, because he was hopping over stuff. So you kind of get that balance. You kind of get that balance with that Camelot danger zone stuff. You get that balance of the athletic. That's why I seen some dogs. I seen a couple Jones that was maybe like 75-ish, but built like Terrell Owens. You know what I mean? It was a brick house. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Yeah, and honestly, my man with the danger zone blood, he's not really particularly big on the real big dogs. I mean, if he throw it, you know, he'll deal with it, but that's not his twist. He like the athletic, like you were saying, the athletic built, because that athletic dog, see, people don't understand, you got a good 75, 80-pound dog. I had a dog, man, tell me that. That's a perfect size dog. He said because at 75, 80, he's strong enough to take on a bigger dog, whether it's not necessarily has to be a Camelot dog, but at 75-ish, 80, he could take on a small dog too. Because you know them game dogs are some of them are real crafty with their movement. Absolutely. And they're slipping. Absolutely. And so he was saying, give me a good 75, 80-pound dog. I'm cool with that.
You know, one of the things about that, man, is that if you take a 40-pound dog and you keep running them at 150, 200-pound hogs, them bones gonna get broke up eventually.
Right.
Shaking up the dogs in a way that it's gonna wear and tear on the bone.
Right.
When you breed that bigger bone dog, more muscle, more mass, harder to throw that dog around. And when that dog
can you walk the dog? I'll go in there with you.
It's a heavyweight punch.
Exactly.
So there's no getting around it. Pump said KGB, the dog that was a hard catch.
Oh wow! Okay. Wow.
It's critical that like for me anyway. I get back to that number. I think a lot of us have been recently, man, almost using these dogs and show people and not really working.
No, they're not.
That's the direction with the breeders that I chose.
They're not working these dogs.
When I got Bull, already 3 years old.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of saw an opportunity, and I jumped on it.
Wow.
So they hadn't really worked even. All they really knew was like the water, like a flirt boat.
Right.
Everything else since then was what he showed me is already in him. And when I say he has hunting IQ. He has hunting IQ, like he knows the woods like he was born in them.
Right.
I'm thoroughly convinced that this is where these dogs belong. Every time I watch them do their thing, it's like I want to get the hell out of this city. Real talk, man. I want to get something where they can really be.
Exactly.
That's our next move.
Yeah, that definitely. I'm definitely with that. I'm with that.
We're gonna actually buy land, and because we paying it all for a period of time.
Right.
We got do whatever we want to do on the land, and we got our time to build on the land.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
a step by step process.
Right. And
we got a brother, Abdul Kamal.
Okay.
That's a good brother, man. I think he's down in Tennessee. And that's where Art and this dude Kenneth Sonia is at.
Right.
So the Camelot name really started in Tennessee. We know it. And that's
right.
That's where the brothers at.
Okay.
We're gonna try to get down there and go visit the brother, and maybe go snoop around and see what arts look like. You know what I mean? And the dogs. Maybe we meet a couple of neighbors. Things along those lines, man. You know, we still got a lot of questions downstairs.
Of course. You know, you can never have too much. If you know, you can never know too much, man. These guys dealt with it firsthand, so that would be good to learn it, you know, from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I noticed about these Camelot dogs, little stuff like this, people don't even talk about or pay attention to. Little stuff like this. My big 135-pound Camelot male, right? This dog, even in his old age, before passing, he wasn't the lazy type of dog. Like if I'm talking to somebody, he's standing the whole time. See, now when you get a dog that heavy, you would think that the dog is going to be dropping and sitting. No, he's looking for smoke. He's looking. So now he's standing up the whole time, and he would, if I'm talking to somebody too long, I'm not going to front. He'd charge. He would charge. I don't, you know, the guard dog instinct, they do have a nice guard dog instinct for some of them. I mean, I had some that wasn't really, you know, and I had some that will protect their wife and kids. So, I mean, I guess it depends on the dog, but like the dogs I got, I never had no lazy Camelot dogs. I got that old male now. He's already, anytime, like I got cats. Anytime he can get near one of them cats, and he's old, like I said, that's the only time he get energy, when it's time for smoke. As old as he is.
Right.
Man, this boy, he blind. He blind. He starts smelling them. Now he's hitting the cage. He wants to get loose. Like, and I'm like, even when I take him out, like now, you know, he older, so he move a little slower. But when he smell another animal or a cat, now he got energy. You know what I'm saying?
That's period.
And that's what people don't understand about these dogs, man. If you got a good Camelot dog, he's not going to be lazy. He's not going to be lazy. He's not going to be lounging around. He's not going to be sitting around. Even if he's in a crib sitting with you, if it's an opportunity for him to get some work in, he's not going to be chilling.
Now, Boo Water said he hunt dog, but know the breed. After listening, he's thinking about getting the Camelot.
I guarantee he won't be disappointed.
Bro, not at all. In fact, make sure that you work for him.
Right.
He gonna earn his key. He gonna do that. And I'm gonna tell you that guard instinct. I don't know what it is about them, but they are very strong with that. Most of the dogs that I've had and seen, they just have this. You know. There's a limit to how they will be.
Right.
They touch them, they like affecting and all of that too. But if you're not as affectionate with that other person, it seems like the dog always have a standoffish type.
Yep.
Listen, you want me to snatch it?
Exactly. And you know, and one thing too, I noticed when it comes to kids, oh man, like I like when I dealt with people and they get these dogs, I tell them, I said, listen, if you have children, please, if you got the uncle or your brother or cousin or somebody that like to play rough, and you know, family members sometimes they see the nephews and stuff get togethers and want to play rough. I said, please put the dog up.
Yeah,
please put the dog up.
Yeah,
and don't beat the kids around.
Oh yeah, it's like she said, you can't beat the dogs around. No.
My dog broke out the cage and went for my neck because I was beating my son.
Yeah, you got to be careful with beating the kids around the dogs too. You know, we black, we don't play that disrespect. You know, kids running over the household, so you know what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? So you know, our kids was never like that, but discipline the kids. Yeah. You know, spirit of Ra say the child. So the thing is, them dogs, you can't gamble with that. Excuse me. Yeah, you cannot gamble with that. I wouldn't recommend nobody gambling with that.
He bust right out.
He bust out the cage.
As he bust out, he was up in the air.
He leaped in the air, and this was my calmest dog as far as people. He bust out the cage. My hand got, listen, bro. He bust out the cage, jumped in the air. She turned around, he was in the air. He snatched the belt out of her hand. I wish this was a recording error, cuz he snatched the belt out of her hand and went into the corner. I couldn't make this up. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't make this up. Like these dogs, you can't crazy, yo. I wish this was that recording error. This was about 10 years ago, a little longer, but like yo, these dogs, and like I said, the guard dog instinct, like my Commons dog, I seen him respond in ways at times I didn't expect him to do when situations call for it. They're not stupid dogs by far. Very, very intelligent.
Listen,
very intelligent.
I mean, when you really talk about what they do, it's almost like when I go walking with them and they off leash.
Right.
It's like I gotta protect the around me.
Yup. Exactly.
What? Doing their thing, man, and like the slightest anything, they on it.
Oh yes, they are.
So that's like when we go out there, we plan on Sunday a couple of days in the woods. We're gonna see what that looks like. See how they act.
Yeah. And I definitely man, I can't wait till we get this thing going, cuz I can't wait.
Rob said, I hope we get arms in the future.
I guarantee you won't be. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed.
Real talk.
It won't be disappointed. I know a guy. I mean, you know how it is, man. We in the city, man. We in the hood, man, and you know how it is, bro. Brothers testing stuff out on different things, and and a guy knew about. I think my dog might have been like maybe a year. So this is probably like 11 years ago. And dude had a Corso. I don't know. One thing led to another. You talk to a brother with something. He think he got the one. Words get exchanged. And unfortunately, the Corso had to pay the price.
Listen, man. Dudes have to stop underestimate. Look at the dog that you have. Watch it play as a puppy. A dog will show you if it has ability.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of dogs don't. With these dogs, they don't mind you grabbing a hold. They don't mind you giving a little space, long as they want to give one back.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And once they grab hold, they know shake. Most of the dogs say, "Oh, we didn't come in for here."
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? These dogs punch, man. A real punch.
Right.
It's not something to really take lightly. People say the size of the head. Dog. I don't go for all that.
Right.
But the beauty. But the beauty of it is with my dogs, we never lock our doors. We have a glass door. Both our front door and our back door is wide open. People 3 o'clock in the morning, my family like, y'all back door is open. We was like, yep, guess what? Because you're more than welcome. You ain't getting out this joint, but you can definitely come in. They not letting you out. They not letting you out of our house, but you can darn sure come in. We never locked our front door nor our back door. Never.
Please don't reach and touch nothing in there.
Right.
You got that right.
If
anybody try to break in or anything, that's a done ya. It's a done deal.
You see what Red Beard said? Brian, Red Devil Kennels and Rhino Kennels got some fire too.
Absolutely. Listen. Impact Kennel. He's upstate New York. He has a best Kennels, man. I think the dog is called Atlas.
Okay.
Man, beautiful. He also grabbed another dog I've been watching. Rebel Rush.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to see some pictures of these dogs, man.
His first Red Boy Jocko Termite litter produced a dog called Rebel Rush. And Impact Kennels Rebel Rush from that litter. So
I definitely on that right there. Oh yeah, I need that. Yeah, I'm thinking next time we do this again, you know, these guys can start producing some pictures. That would definitely help.
Bro, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a point of just bringing the whole tonight. Because it's a lot more real than a lot of credit for. And maybe it's better, right?
Exactly.
Like if it's the best, let's keep it secret.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Because once they get to the wrong hands, man, that's it.
You got that right.
This is part of the problem. You get a dude like a Kenneth, a very popular name.
Right.
Basically, Camelot fits.
Right. Exactly. You're absolutely right.
It
like art didn't have nothing to do with it.
Right. That he was band dog and didn't make that public now. He's registered and people know that they're band dog.
Right.
So of course you're gonna get that beat. People gonna go to the register.
Yep.
Right? So now when you create this lane for those band dogs called working pitbull dogs,
right?
Anything that even looks like them, you lumping into the same category.
Yep.
Now Cypher.
That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with America now.
Not a good look, man.
And that's the problem with America now. You know, they'll get a dog. They don't fit none of the characteristics or traits and call it a freak of nature. That's not a freak of nature. People backyard breeding and doing all types of stuff and it's coming out.
You know, and it's a shame, man, because I know some backyard breeders that produce some excellent stock.
Right. I know some. Yes.
They doing real dedicated work. But it's better that they not public.
Right.
It's better that them dogs because people don't know what to do with them.
Yep, exactly.
A dog that powerful with that type of drive, like I know a guy that had he had a Camelot dog and he had a oppressor, and allegedly they got loose. And he was like, he said the thing is, oppressor's a good dog. He just said the drive on this Camelot dog, on this red dog, he said was second to none. He said the drive on this dog was amazing. He said, I mean, once he got it under control, he said, but the dog, his drive just wouldn't turn off.
Listen, I was talking to a neighbor of he said he used to keep Blaze Maxine for a little bit.
Yeah.
We used to talk to Art about the other dogs and whatnot.
Okay.
They said Duke was leaving shot glass holes in other dogs.
What?
Now keep in mind, entertainment, information and historical purposes only.
Right. Mm-hmm. We can't escape their past.
Right. You know, I mean, it happened, and we can't control what other people say and report.
Right.
But this was his conversation with me, man. He said Art never kept game dogs on his show.
Right.
Whether they was big red dogs or little black dogs, he kept in the back.
Yep.
And that was the Carving Eli.
I wonder, is that what he went into? What he went back to?
I'll put it this way. He never got away from it. The Slim Shady was a temporary dog. It was all happening at the time.
Wow. See, I didn't know that.
I don't know which situation put him behind the bars, but at the end of the day, man, that's what he went to jail for, man. One of the things that I'm hoping is going to happen,
and I definitely see that.
I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, I'm listening to you.
One of the things that I'm hoping is going to happen is that when I get down to Tennessee, I'm going to run into some people that may just have something hanging around.
Right. Yep, I can see that. 'Cause, you know, a lot of them guys like that don't advertise. They don't broadcast. And then with people messing the game up, it's just a lot. So that would be the move to talk to them, and everything what happens in Tennessee stays in Tennessee.
I really think that man should get a lot more props, because from what certain old-timers told me, he may have also lost his life. His involvement in them dogs. Like he was deep in it, bro. He was international. And
I heard he was.
A lot of money. So
I heard it was,
you know.
And see,
It is what it is, bro.
one thing that people don't understand is like genetics. You can't hide genetics. Like I talked to some of the ignorant game men, the guys that are supposed to be game dog breeders, but they don't understand the importance of genetics and bloodline. When you talk to them, they'll say stupid stuff like, well, I didn't know that this will come off of this, or no, this couldn't happen. Well, why couldn't it happen if this came off of these dogs? All it is, this is the largest side of game dogs. That's all it is. And then they be like, no, the original pit bull was this. And then when I start showing them proof and running down dogs that was champions and that came and produced dogs that was 85 plus and 100 pounds, then they want to get quiet or they want to cut the conversation short. You think Art and them didn't know what they was doing when they was putting this together? They know what they had.
Absolutely. The thing that gets me, man, is that we got cats out here that feel like they doing something that ain't never been done by people 50 years ago, 70 years ago. You understand? Like, come on, let's be about this. As long as motherfuckers been dogs, experimenting, and XYZ. So what we have today, we can try to concentrate genetics, but like one of the brothers that was on the panel, he was talking about how dogs.
Okay.
Now we all know that's automatic. You know, kind of catch 22.
Right.
The man admitted that he falsified paperwork. Maurice Garvin was famous for it.
Yeah, that was a big thing that was out there.
What I got? I got a lot of question marks. But if they performing, and they get
he was a respected dog man.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
And I hate to say it, but you know they got Carver in the Camelot dogs. I mean, I can't say I hate to say it, but it's Carver in the back of the pedigrees too.
In the Slim Shady dog, there was Carver.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's back there. And that's what I'm saying. When you talk to these guys and you start I don't know where they think Camelot came from. And matter of fact, when you even go into a razor edge pedigree, because I wanted to know, I was curious one day. Of course, you know it's got Camelot in it. They use it for the size, but it had the razor edge had to come from something. You start looking at Champion, Masons, Hammer, and all that stuff is in the back of the pedigree of the razor's edge stuff too.
Yes, sir.
When you get them dogs and they breed hot dogs every so often, well, it's genetics.
Don't watch the same shit.
Especially the old school watchdog. That old school watchdog.
Exactly.
People don't even know that's Pat Patrick in back of that too. Cecilia's grapevine and all that stuff, it's Pat Patrick behind that. But see, this is what I'm saying. So when I'm talking to these guys that's supposed to be so-called game dog breeders, they can't tell you this stuff. When you start looking at that, what's it, Cecilia's grapevine and all that stuff, go a little further back. Pat Patrick, you know, Pat Patrick messed with a lot of that, what's that champion dog name? Oh my gosh. I cannot think of his name. Pat Patrick started breeding all of that stuff in there. Because, you know, he played the Red Dogs too. You know what I'm saying? but he is the what is his name? Champion is gonna come to me in a second. Not alligator. What is that tan dog name, man? But anyway, Patrick was using that as his main stud, and he had a nice size on him when he wasn't that, you know, fight weight. He had a nice size, and Patrick ran all that, and that Patrick stuff is the back of the Camelot bloodline. I cannot think of the name of this damn dog, man. Damn, he was a champion, if not grand champion, and Patrick, he included that dog into his bloodline heavily. And when you go back a certain lines of the Camelot blood, old Stevens, all that stuff is back there. They got, if you really look at it, right. And then they started. You know what? I
know some breeders right now that are bringing the Camelot, Lonzo stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Trying to capture that old vindicator stuff.
Right.
I kind of like that idea.
Even now, like what was his name? Killing Sid. Sid. When you really look at a Sid, that's all him, Phil Wilder. I mean, you know, whatchamacallit got his name on it. What's that guy name? They got his name on the Killing Sid blood. Tarchinard, whatever, if I'm pronouncing it right. But when you go a little further back behind him, that's a Hemphill dog. Bob Hemphill was a respected dog man. That's Hemphill Wilder blood all in that. Yeah, go when you look at Killing Sid, you're gonna see that, because you're gonna see how all the Tarchinard stuff start tying into what's that guy name you said earlier? Oh my gosh. Motor down I had his name earlier. Hammer down motor Serona. All that ties in together. That Serona, Tarchinard, Hemphill, all that stuff ties in. It does. That's what I'm saying. So like I go front, man, I was studying his blood. So when you talk to them guys, they got them little 30, 40 pound dogs. I don't knock them at all because I like them. But they start talking like the Camelot is garbage until you start running it down to them. Then it's like, oh, for real? Yeah, all you gotta do is read, brother. Read. It's just that simple. Read.
But at the end of the day, man, there's a perception is everything.
Right.
So if you got all of these people saying, "Oh, this is American Pitbull." This is the only version of an American Pitbull. You got fools that really buy into that without understanding the fact that talking about a whole universe of dog.
Right.
You know, the one or two, you know, selective pockets, man, that they in a certain way, not the only breeding and you know evolving the breed.
Right.
So when you find out about these big red dogs, to talk about a cold Camelot dog is almost like,
right.
What could possibly? How could that possibly be cold? How could that possibly be cold?
Right.
I've never seen a cold Camelot dog. I've never seen a cold Camelot dog.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't ran across any yet, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's, and the reason why I say that, was talking to a guy that breeds dogs down south.
I'm sorry, say that again because you was breaking up.
Oh, my fault. I was talking to a guy that breeds dogs down south. He had 2 curs. See, that's what I mean, is a genetic trait. He bred 2 curs, and he said 2 of his hottest dogs he ever had came out of that line. So sometimes, I mean, like I haven't ran across no cold Camelot dogs, but I talked to a few dogmen that had Camelot dogs that had some kennel situations that did not turn out well.
Listen, man, I am sure that there are cold Camelot dogs. I'm sure it happens in every
of course,
every bloodline. Right? But at the end of the day, it is you get higher percentage coming out fire with a Camelot litter. Something you do that's claim they produce dog litters.
His phone is low.
Okay. I'm gonna take Godfrey anyway. But yeah, and that's true. That's true.
It's so crazy. I'm lucky to get 2 good ones in a litter. Man, if I get 2 in a litter, that's a rough litter.
Right. Did you see what Inquisitive said? It said some of these Camelot Castillo mixes came out well, and they did. I seen a Camelot Castillo litter, and most of them dogs wasn't super huge. A lot of them was kind of tall, but they was built like rock. They was built like brick houses. It was very. Exactly. I seen it. They was ripped.
Right, exactly.
But they drive on them, and they drive on them. I'm not gonna front, man. Listen, once we get this thing popping, like I said, we can tighten that blood up, and the outcross would be some of that good art stuff. That would be an excellent addition to add into the line. I'm gonna still keep doing my research. Like I said, I'm not
dudes, man. I got they thing popping, but I'm still interested in. I'm still interested in anything that might be lingering in Tennessee.
Oh man, that's the move, yo. I guarantee it's, man. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you got some fire down there, some stuff that people don't even know is down there. I guarantee it. I'm gonna definitely look into. I'm gonna find out what lines this guy's using that I was telling you about before, that had some of that old school red blood. Now, I ran into a cat that said he had some Wilder. I could have some old Hempfield stuff, but the one guy I ran into, it's just I can't do it because there's no paperwork backing this up. Anybody can tell me something's anything. I could tell you anything, but without the proof, I didn't want to go down that road with him, so I just let that go. But I heard of somebody else that got some tight stuff, and I'm trying to find out where this guy is.
See, did you hear about the problem, man? Is that even with the old red dog, a lot of people have gone these alternatives to hunting. You know what I mean? These top dog competitions, treadmill races, and all that kind of stuff, man. It's great to have those performance attributes.
Right.
But it's not the same as that situation.
Right.
It's the difference between a kid being raised in a hood with a 9mm that goes off,
right,
and the kid being raised in gardens, and he don't understand what a 9mm sounds going off in a train car.
Right.
Like that shit that Colin Ferguson did back in the days. I don't know if y'all remember that, but that like people said they thought that was firecracker.
Right.
Because they never heard nothing like that. They never
heard nothing like that. Right.
So,
but
I can't find what I'm really looking for in terms of old-family vet nose, except in a few spots. So that's where I'm gonna end up hollering at.
Right. One thing though, I noticed too, a lot of the guys that are breeding this danger zone stuff, they're breeding it tight knit. You know what I'm saying? They're not, from what I've seen, I haven't seen a lot of the BS outcrosses to it. You know what I'm saying? So most of the danger zone, you know where she live? A lot of the danger zone crosses. Yeah. I've been running into them guys are the pedigrees are tight. They're tight. They don't want to, like you've been saying, they don't want to mess with that line. It was just with the Camelot dogs running so big, and then they running these Bordeaux's and all this other stuff and all this bully stuff and crossing, and some of these dogs, to me, what I see now, they just crossing any type of big dog.
You know what they
They might have
doing,
added this
man?
massive to this down the line, and now they just crossing anything.
You know what they really it's a thing where they really it's a thing where they really they design where you want to see like a gate.
Make a left.
So they're breeding for things like they're breeding for things like a short coat, a certain size head, a certain size, a muscular rear. A muscular rear.
See it right there on the left hand side.
All of that kind of stuff, man, is those are things where those are things where you really you're creating as opposed to really producing as opposed to really producing a dog that's a dog, man. So I'd rather just deal with them cats. I'd rather just deal with them cats, man. The dogs not be short. You may not see a whole bunch of muscle on the ground. You see the dog's natural muscularity and structure. That's more than sufficient, man.
And that's so true what you're saying. It's just like, you know, we play the boxing real heavy. Right here?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know, it's up to you, man.
I go to bed from that side.
Okay. You good right here?
I love the fight game.
Why you bed from the side?
So it's just like us in a boxing game. Like I seen guys come in.
All right, y'all.
All right. Let's look like they bench pressing 350
You don't use the bathroom
20 times, right? But then when it's time to perform, when it's time to perform, you get a guy that's built, you know, slim but muscularly built. He's getting outboxed. So all that stuff is for show, like these bullies. Yeah, they look good, but will this dog even protect you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of people are getting this twisted at. I've seen this. Like a lot of people, I've seen guys that's boxing at 154 in the ring with guys weighing 180, 190 and getting outboxed badly. I mean, getting put, to shame outboxed. And the thing is,
Davis Pitbull.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Of course.
Now, this is my thing. They call the Mexican boy the Pitbull.
Yeah.
But he admitted that his hand was no good, but like right.
Exactly.
Right.
So how do you finish a 12-round fight with one hand?
Right.
And you're calling the other dude the Pitbull.
Exactly.
It's like, come on, man.
Yo, the people are disrespectful with their terms.
Yeah, so disrespectful.
They disrespectful.
They don't even earn these names nowadays.
No, like when you call somebody a pit bull, you gotta understand what that represents. You gotta be a pit bull.
You coming in this joint like a poodle.
Somebody that tank. And glad y'all put me on because Jerome.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Going to that. But that boy Bud Crawford.
Right.
He's another one.
Right.
They have that tendency and to show both the athleticism and the fight. If you bite me, I'm gonna back you back.
Right.
And we gonna keep each other until we got the heavier bite.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's hard to get down, big.
And I'm gonna keep it real with you. When Jerron was 14, 15, him and my son when they was young, don't forget, and I gotta compare it to the game world, the dog game. He was a young pup. He was sparring. See, and this is with the boxing world when I be going at people because I don't have social media. That's what they don't understand. They be like, oh, he never faced nobody like this. For one, how do you know?
Exactly.
For one. For two, he been sparring pros. I saw this myself, 13, 14 years old. I'm not talking about and he was sparring amateurs with extensive backgrounds.
Grown men.
These guys were grown men with extensive background. He might have been an amateur, but boy had 160 fights.
Yes, sir.
When Jerron only had like 20 and was getting their face knocked off. So what I'm saying is, y'all can't tell me and what the game, and that's the same thing with these dogs. So you're going to say, because this dog is a bigger red dog, that he's just going to be shown up because you said this is an Eli dog. Okay, then when you see otherwise, what are you going to say? Because I seen Jerron Ennis when he was fighting amateur at 140 in the ring with guys 185, 190, and breaking them up. I mean, breaking these guys up. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people quick to say, "Oh, that big dog ain't got win." How do you know? How do you know? So you can just look. So you can just look at a dog and tell me he ain't got win. That's what I'm saying. People talk so ignorant. I had a debate with somebody one time on that.
If you've never really,
what you want to say, bro?
You've never really and done the things that in order to make the dog the athlete needs to be.
Right.
Then you wouldn't understand. Like you can do the same with a dog with a 35 pound with some joints, man.
Is it in a bully breed?
No, it's a game dog line. But I just get the name that I was trying to think of. Any 35 pound pit, you're not gonna be able to do the same thing that the Camelot dogs and vice versa.
Right.
You put that 35 pound dog, 250 pound hog, 80 pound dog on it. It's not gonna work out.
Right. You're right.
That dog is going to be killing your dog.
Right.
Yeah, but nowadays people don't know. They don't even know their own dogs.
That's true.
They don't even know about dogs.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and it's crazy, man.
Dogs a machine.
Right.
Especially the American bull terrier. They think the bull terrier is a machine. It does not break down.
Exactly.
It don't feel pain. Come on, man.
Who's that, bull?
The dog is agreeing with you.
Agreeing with you.
Like, listen.
Yes.
I see what Boo Waters is saying. If you can get that popping, get it popping. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, when you start talking people that's in the pedigrees and money, see, a lot of people, when they is because when you breed, that's why you breed for certain things. You're breeding for certain traits and characteristics. with that paperwork, they let you know, okay, this came off of these lines. This is what you're going to expect with these dogs.
Right.
It's just a different personality.
Right.
When my wife saw Sage, she was like, "This is the one."
There you go.
She actually did pick Sage out.
There you go.
Sage was, women got that keen instinct, you know how they got that keen instinct. She was looking at her. She was already walking with her chest out at 6 weeks old.
Mm-hmm.
She was running to the gate when the other puppies wasn't.
Trying to be grown.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, when people see, like I said, you cross what you got into what I got, I'm not going to front. I don't know. I don't want to judge the newer guys. The old school guys, I can see hopping on this faster than them. Because they know what that Danger Zone Camelot mix brings.
They know what it's going to bring.
They know what that brings.
That's problems all day.
She's about 6 or 7 times Maserati. Now, people that don't understand the Maserati line got to do a little research. That Maserati blood is heavy. That's Hempfield. That's a lot of Hempfield. It has some. I go front. It got your boy in there. What's his name? We were just talking about him. Yeah. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, we just said his name. Heavy Serona too, but what's his name? We was just talking about him. The one that was hanging papers. That was I'm not gonna front. It got a lot of Carver. It got that amber light. If people don't know these particular lines, then they won't understand what it brings when it made the Danger Zone. But when you look at old school people like Peterson, even McKenna, but Peterson had Danger Zone in the back of her dogs too. Linda Peterson had Danger Zone in the back of her dogs. So when you get guys that play, oh, I like this, but I don't like this, you don't understand your pedigree. There's a reason why these people use these, like Blaze Maxine, 50%. She was not the only one though. I'm just using her because she's a well-known Camelot dog. She is 50% Danger Zone. There's a reason why they
Can they
took.
still hear you?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, he can still hear. There's a reason why they did that. That's why I said more so the old school people. Right. Yeah. The old school people would definitely hop on that. That danger zone to me, I always like the fire in it. I like the bigger dog. To me, well, I ain't gonna front. Pretty much any type of pit bull could be intimidating. But you see a good 80+ pound pit bull is gonna be intimidating. People are not really gonna be willing to try a pit bull, period. But then you got that extra fire added in that line.
Listen, I don't have to say when I walk my dog. They automatically put the need on that side. They see the dog and they really give that dog his space.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna front. I didn't almost got into situations because people wouldn't respect the dog. And like
his space.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I try to be humble because I know what I got on my hands, but it's like, why do you have to try the dog? Like, why? If you see me moving on this, like if somebody coming down the sidewalk, I'll step to the side, or I'll be like, give me a chance to clean this up. Just 1 second, all I need. You get people always trying to test the water, trying to get little cases. Like, yo, that's not that deep. I had people try to
with the baby strollers,
strollers and stuff. Like,
I
seen people, sacrifice kids. I seen people with other type of dogs. Like, you'll see somebody with like a massive mix, and I guess, you know, big homie think because he got a big dog that these dogs don't get busy. And I'm like, brother, please, like, I don't like being tested myself. Don't do this. Like, please, you will put me in my bag. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But people always.
Before I get too far, on subject. We chopped up about some stuff last night, y'all. So I want to make sure I get this stuff in.
Right.
Do me a favor. Introduce yourself. Introduce the missus. And give them a little background.
Okay, listen. You know me, we go by the Lady of Rage. My wife Trina, Des, you know, we here.
How you doing?
You know, we like dogs. And we associated with Dominant Red Hot Kennels. Dominant Red.
When did you get your first red dog?
Actually, my first red dog, I got my first red dog actually, shoot, almost 30 years ago. I was on 17. But the more recent Camelot stuff, I got that more so about 13 years ago. A buddy of mine, he was in the box game too. He started talking about these dogs, and I met the guys that ran Dominant Red Hot Kennels. And I remember we first went to the guy's house. He brought the female out, the mother. And my wife, you know, we wasn't really looking for no dogs. She said, I ain't in the market. We ain't looking for no dogs. She saw how impressively this female looked. The female was about a good 90 pound. She was ripped. She, Roxy, matter of fact, she, Murphy Law Kennels was the father to the Roxy. Thrill Kills,
Right.
Thrill Kills. So she came out of Texas. Right. So when she saw her, she was like, oh, I like him. He's like, no, that's not a male. That's a female. Then he brought Kovu up, the direct son of Big Evil. He's the direct son of Big Evil. So when he brought Kovu out, she said, oh, yes. All right, we're going to grab one of these. Because other than that, I probably wouldn't have had one of them dogs. You know what I'm saying? She saw Kovu and she saw Roxy. And then as I started learning, I met the brother Marquine that run the other half. He specialized in danger zone. That's his lane all the way. He do Camelot, but the danger zone, and I saw Scrappy. And it was stories getting back to me about Scrappy. Scrappy was an animal. He was nothing to play with because he was a monster. And rest in peace, Scrappy. Rest in power. I can say it now because he's gone.
Right.
He put work in.
All right.
Scrappy put work in. So
let's stop right there for a minute. Y'all just lost this dog, right?
Yeah,
We
the
lost.
Juggernaut.
Yeah, Juggernaut.
Since he was 5 weeks old. So we had him about 12 years.
So remind me. We're gonna do a whole piece
on
that dog. Anything, you know what I mean?
We
just gonna do a whole video on them, and I mean, get into that.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Real talk,
yo.
People don't understand the value of dog as bread as well as the bread.
Right.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And you know, like when you hear certain things about these dogs, I started really sitting back and watching the intelligence level of these dogs. And I'm like, wow, like, you know, these dogs, like you hear pitbull and you hear the stories, oh, they barbaric and this and that. Now, this dog is gentle. That big juggernaut I had was like a puppy lap dog with her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was okay with me, but with her, it was a different relationship. That was her dog. And I mean it, that was her dog.
I picked him out.
Yeah.
I picked him out.
When we got him in 5 weeks.
Tell me about Juggernaut.
Yeah, he was the one that kept on getting out the crate because Otto had the dogs in like a wooden crate. And he was the one. Yeah. He was the one that wouldn't sit down. He was stepping all over everybody. He used his brain to the point that he used their bodies to get the climb out. So I knew right then and there that he know how to maneuver. You know what I mean?
Right.
He used what was his surroundings to be able to get to where he was trying to get to. So I was like, yeah, this one right here is the one. I said, this is definitely the one. And Otto was like, you got it. You want him, you got it. Yep. And then so his birth name is Juggernaut. Huh?
How old is Jug now?
He don't want to just pass.
That's one that just passed. Yep, he's 12. Yep.
Yeah,
he was a tricolor. He was the only tricolor in the whole litter also.
Yep.
And matter of fact, they never threw another
beast stuff.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. The cool bar stuff.
Yep. He was the only tricolor.
Man. I wish you did that. Bro.
I was trying, and the thing that made it so bad, I wish I would have met you sooner, because a lot of the guys I attempted to deal with, their mind frame is not. These people are more so. Let me get all I can get. Me, I'd rather have a strong relationship. It's not about the money, obviously, because I would have been breeding.
Right.
It wasn't about the money.
Right.
But if I could find somebody to have a good relationship with these dogs, that's even better. That's why I don't have no blood of him out there, because I wasn't just trying to just deal with anybody.
All right.
There's a certain type of person I wanted to deal with. Some people, this is their livelihood. These dogs are their livelihood. I don't want to get caught up with somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not rich, but you know.
When I started this whole thing,
right?
It was just me being lazy.
Stop.
Right. And what I mean by that is I just wanted to be able to journal and develop my relationship with the dogs for my purposes.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit and fill up a bunch of notebooks. That's not my thing.
Right.
So when people started saying, hey, I like that. But what is that? Like that's not what I've been told.
Exactly.
Right.
It really became more day channel. Right. It became now responsibility is not just to say this is me and my dogs and I love doing this, but to explain to you who the dog is, the vibe of the dog is.
Right.
You know what I mean? These things are if you dealt with your African American terrier, depending upon how that dog raised, anybody could walk up to that dog, take it off the chain, and walk away.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When the dog is raised in a family, it has a different attitude for somebody approaching it.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
These Camelot dogs filled a lane that's sorely missing.
Right.
Because they don't get it on with 4 legs. They're not over friendly, but they're not over aggressive.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
They will let you know it's already done.
Oh, wow.
If a motherfucker can I pet your dog,
they stick their
hand out there,
he'll sniff
it.
But if he don't
But
like
if he don't like it,
Yes, indeed.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
These animals will pick up stuff.
right out of that.
They pick up stuff. They're not stupid. You know what I mean?
and that's
my whole
this
Camelot dog.
Like they really
hit the nail on the head.
Yes, they did.
Right.
People can say what they
want about.
So if you have an American Terrier,
and this is what I keep trying to scream to the community.
And
you're saying that dogs are strictly fighting dogs.
Right.
Then what you're
saying is that
you have a dog for which we have no legal use.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So what's going to happen to that dog?
Exactly.
You have to
stop screaming that the only definition of an American Terrier is a fighting dog.
Yep.
Right.
Now he's going to be labeled.
You have to acknowledge the fact that this shit will get busy in the drop of a hat.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
Also have to acknowledge that it's so intelligent, so adaptable, and that its greatest drive is love for you.
Right.
Yep.
Right. You can operate on that principle begin to understand what it is you need to do with these dogs. Until then, every day, I question whether or not, how big is a big enough? How big is a litter big enough to sold to the public?
Right.
Right.
I really want to see what turn out to be. I want to see that they've had the best possible attention to development.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want somebody that just want to show things. I want somebody that's going to understand the tribes in the dog.
Right.
And then go ahead and dog to work and develop the dog along the line of its natural drives and tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
How many people can really do that with your dogs, man? How many people gonna really do that with your dogs?
Right.
So you know. Let me see something. A couple of comments here, man. Show. All right, Red Bull said thanks for this conversation. I didn't know that Camelot and Pitts were not the same person.
No.
Thank you. That means our job is here today.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. Bob Wallace back in the day, OFRN dogs as an outcross for his main line. How many breeders did?
Right. There's a lot of people that dipped into that red blood.
You show me a breeder that ain't got some red-nosed dogs in his background. Come on.
Comment too. Exactly. And that's why I just used whatchamacallit.
Said Coy wolves are a real thing. Yeah. Okay. That's a fact.
Right.
They crossing them with wolves in Mississippi.
Now, when they say
shout out to Kenneth.
I wonder, is somebody doing this, or they just, because they natural enemies, is somebody doing this, making this to a breed? Because man is always doing something.
Right. Especially that other man.
Right. And you know what? That's
very interesting. Because I heard about it happening in Canada.
Wow.
And that they was like in the main area, and they had been found in places in like extreme northeast. But in Mississippi, man.
You know what? Going back to something you said that was real important. That's why I started doing the videos of the discipline, having to sit down there the length of a kids football field, making us stop, crossing the street. I don't know if I put those on videos. I used to have her sit down at the corner, cross the street, look at my phone, look up and down the street, and she would sit there and stay to show that they are not idiots, to show that they have true intelligence.
Man, those dogs are so
sharp.
And it didn't take me long to housebreak even. It didn't take me long to housebreak these dogs.
Accidents are very rare. With Solo as a puppy.
Right.
He had to be sick for him to have a real accident.
Right.
They catch on quick, man.
Right. And that's why I did the videos. Yeah.
Just from the fact that they just seem to have a certain connection, man.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I've had game dogs, and they have their connection with you. But at the same time, another person can handle that dog in the pit.
Right.
I would venture to say you probably get the same reaction from Camelot dog.
Right. Okay.
Whoever handles that dog on the regular better be the handler in the box.
Right. I definitely agree with that.
Real talk, man.
And people don't understand, like, they gentle with the kid. Yo, cuz I tell you this, they are like, when my kids was coming up, my daughter was young when I had my first one, and like matter of fact, it was crazy. I had a situation one time, my son was we like, well, where the hell he go? We like, no, we know he ain't walk out the crib. We looking all around the crib for him. He was in the dog cage, sleep, knocked out next to the dog. Knocked out. And that was the one where my wife attempted to beat him. He took the belt out of her hand. He jumped in the air, snatched the belt out of her hand. Like, they are very gentle animals. Like, now, I ain't gonna say with strangers. I'm not gonna guarantee they're gonna be cool with strangers. I can't guarantee that, because I've seen some stuff.
Listen, bro. I have to really catch myself because sometimes, like especially with rain, I kind of like to let myself run at my hip.
Right.
But there are times like when they're stepping out of the building, if she gets to that front part before me,
right,
and people is coming up the street,
right,
man, listen, I gotta really catch her.
Right,
get her attention, tell her to stay there.
Right.
And she can still voice how she feel about it.
Right.
But she got she'll stay there.
Right.
I've never really hit anybody with a anything.
Right.
But so help me, bro. I know she would without hesitation.
Oh, no doubt.
She tried to do it.
No doubt.
And that's just from somebody approaching me in the dark without really acknowledging her.
Right.
Motherfucker pulled up in the car, hopped out the car, and I know, dude, we go back. But when he went to reach out and get it at that, man, it was like, whoa, hold up. I forgot Raina don't really care for that. And she was young. I think Raina was, man, all of a year old at the time, man. 14 months, maybe. They have a natural instinct, man. It's so built into them. It's not even funny.
And I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%, and I wish I still had that connect with that what we was talking about earlier with that rocket fire story, because that, like, when the bull, I forgot who had Art? I forgot who had that dog, but they put that story out there. You know what I'm saying? The thing is too, when you're dealing with these type of dogs, you can't forget, even though they can be gentle, they're so extremely strong.
Real talk.
It says, I fear my pits. I'm looking at this. I fear my pits fighting hogs
over coyotes.
I don't know about that, because You know, once you see the thing about the Camelot dog and the pit bull is they strive for your attention. They strive to please. And people don't understand that. If you want him to hit that coyote, you want him was in him anyway. You want him to hit that whatchamacallit, they gonna do it.
Yeah.
They gonna,
and a lot of times you ain't gotta want them to do it. They want to
right.
do it off the muscle.
Right.
I've seen that. Like you don't even have to coax them, or once they have a natural instinct, they smell it, they see it, they own it. That's it.
It's a done deal.
That is it. I have never had to once say, "Oh, go get it," or none of that. I watched Bull did some stuff one day, man, and it was nothing but a groundhog, but the way he went about it told me everything I needed to know about him. The groundhog
right.
was way off in the field to my left, right? And my female took off after it.
Oh, shoot.
Right? She just, boom. Bull was right there with us. He never bothered to go and chase that motherfucking groundhog. He made a beeline straight into the woods, bro. Straight into the woods. The groundhog is way out that way. He goes straight into the woods, bro. All I heard was, and like you heard a little, like it was crunch,
right?
And then like it was nothing, bro. By the time I got in there behind him, the other dog was just catching up with us, and that thing was done, man. It was trying to run for, I guess, its den or burrow it had.
Right.
But he knew where the burrow was already, man. So he didn't bother trying to chase this shit. He headed it off to where the fuck it was going.
Wow.
And that told me everything I needed to know. I said, I need to breed this fucking dog, B.
Exactly. We definitely gonna link that up. We definitely, like I said,
bro. I had a lot of dogs, man. And I had a lot of dogs. He got a special IQ for the hunt. That's his thing, B. So when I go to breed him, I want and Raina shows that excellent. Raina been showing it since she came in the door just ready.
Right.
Shout out to her breeder, man, brother by the name of Glenn Pittman down in Florida.
Okay. Damn, she's a Florida bred dog too, huh?
Right. So her father, Hawk, is a stepbrother to Bull. They got the same father. Right. They got the same father, different mothers. So.
Oh, that's gonna be a nice. Oh my gosh.
Right.
When you put that
Hawk
together,
is off a Havoc and War Dancer, and Bull is off a Havoc and White Gold.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be a hell of a breeding, cuz.
Bro, listen, man. When I show you War Dancer, when I show you the War Dancer dog, bro, I'm gonna post it in the community joint.
Please do.
Listen. All I'm gonna say is, man, if we ever get some of that, out of this, it's gonna be fire, man.
That's gonna be a hell of a breeding, because once you cross him and Raina, that blood is already that's gonna be a hell of a breeding, because that's gonna be a good tight breeding. Run that into some of this danger zone and keep this line going. That's it.
Man, if I wasn't so impatient, bro, I'd have probably held off and got more off that dog, off of Raina's father.
Wow.
I really got to be conscious of breeding too tight with this Camelot shit. You know what I mean? Because it's tight bred already. The reason these genes are not in these high percentage litters, because these dogs are tight bred already. All these fucking genes go back to the same fucking dogs.
And that's why I be telling people they don't understand pedigrees, cuz.
Man,
they don't understand pedigrees. You're absolutely right.
That's why as soon as they say bully, I look at them like, yo, you know what? You stupid. You don't know nothing about what this is. Because bullies are bred with damn near anything. right? That's
Exactly.
the way the bully game is today. Now, if you want to talk about what a bully was originally supposed to be, which was a pit bull on steroids, same drive, just more muscle and power.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
Well, then I'm guilty. You understand what I'm saying? But
right.
Not this thing you call a bully today. Please don't confuse my dog with that, bro. Because that thing is
I don't
going
like
to
that
get
either.
somebody hurt.
I don't like that either.
It don't make sense, man. It don't make sense. You doing something. You trying to put a dog in a category that's completely out of its character. So far out of its character, it's gonna shock you when you see it in action.
Exactly.
Inquisitive Jen said he live in Westchester County and coyotes are popping up more often. There's definitely a possibility of generating a stream of revenue, and I think somebody said something about that earlier.
Wow.
And going after these coyotes, because I've been seeing news reports of coyotes snatching small children, snatching people's pets. Oh, yeah, man. What? It's a problem, bro. It's a problem.
I'm telling you, somebody's breeding these joints purposely. They gotta be. Especially if you said they naturally
already is a very they don't really fear. You know, they're wary, but they don't really fear. Like they gonna go where the fuck they gonna go, they gonna do what the fuck they gonna do. And because they breed so many, or they seem to be so prolific at breeding, I don't know exactly what it is that makes them so damn hard to eradicate. Because man has done it with every fucking thing else.
Everything.
No.
Okay.
But that tells me the coyote is in that nigga spick rats and roaches family that they like to joke about.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know that dirty little joke. It proves to be painfully true. You can't stamp you can't stamp certain shit out that's just here. It's here.
Right.
But at the same time, we definitely don't want the coyote, snatching children. That we can't do. So ultimately, that's my lane. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about, possibly we might be able to create a business line on addressing those problems, especially in areas where it has been a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a more ethical approach to just saying I'm going out here to hunt some coyotes because we don't eat coyote meat around here. You know what I mean? We don't eat that around here.
Right.
So hunting coyotes just for the sake of hunting coyotes is really not a thing. Hunting coyotes where it's a problem, you know what I mean? That makes a lot of sense for me.
Right.
Real shit.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know they was really getting out of control with the coyote. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Wow. Vicious. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Before I get to that, let me drop this in it. All right. See, I know some guys in Oklahoma who run coyotes with stag hounds, which are basically greyhounds and greyhounds crossed with like a Scottish deer hound or even pit bulls. See, this is my thing. And I've said this a million times. I'm gonna say it 1,000,001. Hollingsworth's bull. When I look at that dog and I compare that dog to, say, a Kobe's pincher, I see two totally different dogs, man.
Right.
I see two totally. Hollingsworth bull is this long, big caged red dog, with these long hind quarters. You know what I mean? These are this long rear legs. You understand what I'm saying? And these big floppy ears, man. And I'm like, listen, man, ain't no question. Them dudes back in the woods, man, they was crossing pit bulls with motherfucking hounds, man. They was doing it.
Right.
You had somebody even leave a comment on my channel to that effect. Like, it was a thing. How do you get the wind you want in the dog? Ain't no better dog. Ain't no dog that got better wind than hounds. Why do you think they call them hounds?
Right.
Because they know what they did, man. They mixed hound into what everybody like to call a game dog, man.
Well, when you look at some of oh my gosh, what is the name of that line? It looked like a whippet. It's a line of pit bull. I forgot who was running. It's an old school breeder. This dog looked like, I forgot the name of it. It's in the Stratford book. It looked like a damn whippet, but it's what's it? It began with an H, I think.
Listen, how you think they got like that, man? Them little greyhounds and all of that. They crossing that, bro.
Right.
Keep that energy up. Keep that, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. I've seen certain dogs literally stop and do the pointer thing. Tail straight out, paw up. You know, they like, hold up.
Yep.
That's a pit bull doing
That's
that.
telling the trick.
Huh? Come on, man. It's telling you something, man. It's telling you who and what that dog is. It's telling you about the genetics in that dog.
Damn, you got me stuck now. I'm really thinking about that bloodline. And right, I'm like,
who wins 50-pound game pit or one of your heavier game Camelot? Listen. Let me make this clear to y'all. Forget the name Camelot.
Right.
Right.
These big red pits have been around for a very long time. And if you put a big red game dog or a big black game dog on a smaller game dog, you're going to get some less than desirable results for your smaller dog. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you can't expect Floyd Mayweather to swap out with Mike Tyson.
Right.
You understand? It's not that you're not gonna get that, bro. You're not gonna get that.
And people don't understand that too. A lot of your guys, like for instance, I'm gonna use Canelo. Canelo fights at 154. Why do you think Canelo's going to light heavy? What is he getting ready to fight at? Cruiser and all that other stuff, 175 or something like that. People don't understand. Canelo is naturally a big guy. So what I'm saying is, you'll get a dog, you put him in a box.
You gotta start getting that weight down. You start out chopping off 20 pounds.
Hey, that's where I'm going with that. You might get a dog that might naturally weigh 70 pounds, but then you take 20 off of him. You know what I'm saying? He's at weight now. I know guys personally that was 200 pounds fighting at 140. I know a guy that was fighting at 47. He went all the way up to 217. So what I'm saying is, that's the same thing with these dogs. You can get a good 80-pound dog getting down. Now, he might not have the muscle size, but he still got the strength of a bigger dog. He still got the strength of, that's like look at, like for instance, people say, oh, Canelo, and I'm using boxing because I'm referring to these dogs. Canelo and Earl Spence, they talked about it. He's going to be too big for Earl Spence. Y'all don't know these guys walk around at 180. They don't even know this. But they're young, so they can melt the weight off faster. So a 50-pound or a Camelot dog, it all depends on the dog. I personally believe that it all depends on the dog because the bigger dog might get the edge. Sometimes he might not. But don't forget, a 50-pound dog is still a powerful dog. A 50-pound pit bull is still a powerful animal. He's a powerful beast. So you can't sleep. You know what? I would throw it in the air. But if that big dog maneuver right, he's in trouble. And like you said, you get that big guy in there with that smaller guy. Yeah, Mayweather got defense on the beam, but when that bigger guy start punching and wearing down his arms and touching him to the body and slowing him down, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
That's my whole point. Shout out to Pump 17 who said at Vicious Bulldog, It's hard to say because if that big Camelot dog get hold of your 50-pound game dog, lights out. See, this is my thing, right? Like, I can see, like, from when Raina was a pup compared to when Solo as a pup, Raina just had more ability. She came in the door with more ability, right? Solo is a dog that you have to kind of teach, right? You have to kind of he's gonna have to learn it from another dog. Now that may be because Raina came from a fairly large litter, and Solo didn't have any litter mates, so he didn't really have that sort of right. He never had that little scrappy. He was an only dog. He was literally the only dog in the litter. So he's gonna have to get schooled in order to really learn certain things. But at the end of the day, if you put a 50-pound dog that's well schooled on a 75-pound well schooled dog, what you got? Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? It's not going to end well for the smaller dog because it's just not one thing for certain, two things for sure. The hold is going to be different. The punch is going to be different. The crunch is going to be different. And when it hit different, that 50-pound dog got to be able to stand up to that. And if that 75-pound dog is well schooled, that means he ain't just hitting the muzzle. He ain't just hitting the ear. You understand? He in the stifle, man. He in the gut. He may take the genitalia from the dog. Like I'm talking about real shit, how it go down, B.
And like I said, and that's so true. Like I said with the Lady Ray, shout out to my man, my King Diamond Red Kennels. And that same thing you said, it's crazy that you said it. You remind me of a story I heard about again, Scrappy. That happened before. And it's so crazy because I'm thinking of all this boxing stuff because you see that all the time. You get in there with a dangerous big man, and the thing that's why I said about the reason why I use Mike Tyson in particular. Mike Tyson is not a big heavyweight, but he's a heavyweight.
Right. People didn't realize that about Tyson. Tyson just barely got to heavyweight, really.
Think about it. A 75-pound Camelot dog in our world is not a big dog, really, but he's a Camelot dog. So if he's about his business, that game dog can run into a lot of problems because, you got to look at things too. He's not going to be doing all that slipping up under because a lot of them dogs at 75, 80 pounds are not super tall too. So now you got a stronger dog that's, I don't know, man. Like I personally like my man. I think he used to run Roll Hard Kennels. He said that's something I wouldn't do. And he's been doing this for a long time. A lot of people that's not as experienced as him said different comments. He said, the thing is this, that is a bigger dog. He said, if you get a hold of one of my dogs, he said, I could be in a lot of trouble. He says, that's not something I'm willing to gamble with.
Real talk.
And you got to be, you got to be careful because like I said, a good, one of my dog, old head said, a good 75, 80-pound dog is perfect for him. He's big enough and strong enough to take on a bigger dog, but he's not too big to take on a smaller dog. Pump 17.
This is Bulldog said. Okay, yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead, good bro. I'm following your lead, brother.
This is Bulldog said he was thinking the same. A lot of game dog breeders just think pits are indestructible, but I always thought enough size on a game in a dog would take a 50-pound game pit out. Everybody assume that, you talking about, when you say a game dog, you automatically talking about a Queen of Hearts or a motherfucking, dogs that were real ultimate destroyers, right? Like, oh, damn, man. Going Like Barney was a good one, but trying to put my hand on it, man. The fucking that fucking Bolio Hank cross, man, that fucking that produced a lot of that Boyle shit, the Dirty Mary shit. You had the Queen of Hearts, bitch, and you had the man, what is this male's name, man? It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But you know, the fact of the matter is that these dogs were destroyers. Like, they would literally eat the other dog guts out. You understand? Not every dog comes into it like that. You understand? Not every dog is built like that. Not every dog has that. Not every so-called game dog has that kind of just nastiness. You know, you see, you run into that's pretty rare. Now, dudes like them heavy mouth dogs. And a heavy mouth is nice because typically when he lays into that other dog that's of equal weight, that other dog is going to feel it. But when you're talking about a bigger, more brolic dog, yeah, your punch is going to land. It'll be felt, but it's not going to be debilitating.
Right.
And when that 50-pound, when that 75-pound dog decides to throw his punch and that lands, that could be debilitating to a 50-pound dog.
Yeah, mate.
That's some shit that, you know, unless that dog is really used to that kind of punishment. And that's why, you know, the sparring game is something that to me is probably underrated. You understand what I'm saying? In terms of
people don't
really
understand
getting the fight ready, man. Because you can choose what to put, you know, what to put on your fighter, man. It's the same thing as schooling a dog out, bro.
It's the same thing. Same concept.
Same thing as schooling the dog out, man. So I don't know. That's just me ranting, though, man.
That's the truth, though. A lot of the guys that around the gym with us, a lot of old heads, they was in the dog game. You could tell they use a lot of the same tactics, man. You could tell by the way they talk, the actions, the stuff they do. Like you said, that rant is a true rant.
Real talk, yo.
So yeah, and like I said, we around
getting things twisted because they'll see a 40, 50-pound pit bull looking dog and think it would kill up the world when it really, when in reality, one bite from a big cam dog would end it instantly. See, that's what people didn't understand about that 2-minute video I posted, bro. It didn't take long for that shit to get to a point where I had to like, yo, I better get them apart quickly.
Oh, hell yeah.
Listen, man, she jumped on him when he was already on his back. She was going for his throat. Listen, as heavy as her bite is, and Star had as a nasty mouth. In fact, I like that. I love that. Some of her work on in another video, where it showed where Henny showed like, damn, Henny had Star looked like she was mopping the floor with Star, but Star was under there working, just then. By the time I got them apart, Henny hanging, B, her shit hanging. So it was like it wasn't, you know, it's one of them things where I'm trying to explain to dudes, man, like even at a 45, Star was 47 pounds. That mouth, B, that punch.
Yo, she looked excellent.
I mean, when she was on that rope doing her thing, she showed a lot of ability. Extremely agile. Take it right back to the fucking rocket fire dog. Take it right back to, you know what I mean? Like, who's the other bitch, man? Oh, what was that little bitch name, man? I forgot that Art had, man, but she was in that rocket fire family. Anyway, it's getting late. I done smoked a lot of weed, so you know. But real shit, man, it's just to the point, man, where dudes need to understand the difference in these dogs, man. Don't expect a real Camelot bred dog, man. We're not talking about that stuff that, you know, this dude branched out into with that Eddington stuff. You know, Camelot genetics is not what we are talking about, right? We are not talking about that Chevy bloodline. We don't deal with none of that. We dealing with strictly dogs that was bred off of old time big red dogs that go back as far as any pedigree that, you know what I mean? When you start talking Kid and Sid, you know, them pictures are black and white from that era. I don't know what more I need to say about it.
Yeah. The Harvey's Red Devil, all that stuff, cuz.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, one thing about me, man, I've always had an attitude, man, that if it's gonna be something, man, let it be fish scale. You understand?
Right,
and,
right.
And we don't play no games with it, man. You know, you can dress it up and make it look like this and make it maybe even sound like this, but at the end of the day, if it ain't that, it ain't that, bro.
Yep. What did Frank Lucas say? Difference between his blue magic, don't call it blue magic. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up, bro.
He told him don't call it.
Not a lot of feedback.
No, this was a really good, interesting topic, bro. Like, and people need to hear this because there's a lot of stuff that's out here, and now they didn't got so disrespectful. Now I ain't go front. They getting all these merle colored crazy looking dogs, pit bull. Like, whoa. I just seen Jones on YouTube talking about some, yeah, what type of pit bull you got? What? Huh? What do you mean? Those not pit bulls that y'all claiming to be pit bulls? You know what I'm saying? Even when guys even talking about, oh, that Camelot, listen, bro, can you read? Because I can show you a pedigree. I can show you a pedigree that would change your mind. But on another note, like they like, what type of pit bull you got? What do you mean? Those are not pit bulls. So this was an excellent topic conversation that you came up with. Put a lot of stuff on blast too. A lot of garbage.
Real talk, but I think they talking about some mic feedback, some audio feedback.
Okay.
Now, hold on. Is it my mic? Oh, Hotep Kennels said peace. It's late, so I'll catch the playback. Rob signed out. Good night, gentlemen. Yeah, Pump. Talk about that crazy Larry pedigree. Real talk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Pacheco dogs, man. I was trying to get something from Pacheco. The issue I ran into is he's beyond Denver, right? He's in Colorado, and he's in a part of Colorado. I think he's Mile High. I think he's up in the Mile High area.
Okay.
But I think the city of Denver has actually outlawed pit bulls.
Whoa.
Right. They got that breed-specific legislation going on in the city of Denver. And I think that was where my transporter was trying to go. But I was trying to grab something from Pacheco at one time. Like he wanted the dog to at least be brought to a centralized location. And that wasn't possible, B. But yeah, yo, that Pacheco stuff, that's that Jack Boot stuff. You know what I mean? We talking about a proven dog. You know what I mean? So again, different from your Camelot Pitts, Kenneth, Sonia, Camelot Pitts stuff. I'm not knocking that man. I'm not downing what he did. What he did was great for the weight pull game and the working pit bulldog, if you want to call them band dogs that. But at the end of the day, that's not what we're talking about. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, what you said is the truth. Is like, I mean, you can't sugarcoat the truth, bro. You didn't say nothing wrong. You're not knocking. You just saying it's a difference. That's all.
Real shit. All right, let me see. Let me see something. With this, any advice for a sliced roach back? OTG bullies. These are not show dogs, bro. I don't have any advice for fixing a slight roach back. I'm sorry. Chances are if the dog has a slight roach back, that means that dog was working and it, you know, that kind of it's to me, if the dog has a slight roach back, it should be a function of the dog's form. So I can't help you with that, bro. And I think that really we just let that one go. How young do you start training dogs? Spring pole, flirt pole, etc.
I ain't gonna front. I start
Day one.
Me personally. I start when as soon as their teeth. I ain't gonna front, man. I started messing with her when she was. I got her 6 weeks. Probably about. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Probably about 8-9 weeks. I don't do it to the full extent. Like, hold, let me rephrase that because I know we get a lot of people with, But anyway, I don't use it to the full extent. Like when if you use I'll use something like a towel or a shirt, something that's not too rough on their beginner teeth, something just to get them working and moving. And I'm not slinging them all over the place. Just let her get a little grab to get the feel for it. And as she grows and develops, you change the technique. I start young.
I start them as early as they want to start.
Exactly.
Like if they grabbing shit and they shaking shit, I let them grab and shake. I don't, for me, it's not a thing about me telling the dog what to do. The dog tells me what it's going to do.
It's in them.
And I'm real big on that, man, because the dog will show you who it's going to be. The dog shows you what it's about from an early age. When Raina came in the door, Raina came in the door hot as a firecracker. Like, that whole shaking, like if I held my foot in the air and she grabbed my motherfucking sock, she would come up off the ground, B. Like that's just who the fuck she was.
Right.
I didn't have to teach her or tell her to do that. So in terms of certain shit, the dog will you'll see dogs have that natural tendency. They have that natural, it's just what they do, right?
Right.
Now, when you're actually training the dog, you're trying to condition the dog, right? I wouldn't start a real hardcore conditioning program on a dog until maybe a year to 14 months, depending upon that dog and its development, right? And when I say a hardcore conditioning program, that's not even saying I'm still throwing a whole lot of weight on a dog or anything like that. That's just saying now we're pushing the dog's endurance. We're pushing the dog's muscle conditioning, right? Because you have to condition the muscles to work over a certain length of time if you expect, if you expect the dog to really be able to go to length. So in terms of actually conditioning the dog and training a dog, and training is different from conditioning, right? You talking about training to sit, stay, and all of that, you do that day one. You know what I mean? Every time you feed that dog, every time, you do all that shit day one. But when you talk about conditioning the dog with flirt pole and spring pole is different from flirt pole because the dog is literally grabbing with its mouth, right? And it's pulling on its teeth. Now, that is something that you have to be careful of because a dog's mouth is designed to tear flesh, right?
Right.
So when you locking on to something, that thing is not given, that means it's more damage on the teeth than it's helping the dog's bite. You don't want to get to that point. You want the dog to grow its bite, grow the strength and develop the strength of its bite without necessarily destroying the dog's teeth. So again, you want to make sure that the dog is fully developed, bone structure, etc., because that's what teeth are. Teeth are bones. So you wait till that dog is really developed at 12, 14 months stage. You can pretty much guarantee that the growth plates and the dog's skeletal structure are almost closed, if not completely closed already. You know what I mean? So at that point, you can put a little bit more structure on the bone structure of the dog, especially if you're talking about the dog hanging from a spring pole, where you got that whole spinal thing. If y'all notice, I never let Solo hang but so long, and he's already 9-10 months old. I don't let him hang up there that long. You get your little swing on, and then you get the fuck down. The minute you let it go, you're not going back up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His growth plates are not closed. We haven't seen everything from Solo yet. So until that happens, we ain't gonna let him just, go swinging from trees and shit like he Tarzan.
Right.
I don't know if that helps to answer your question, Boo, but you know what I mean? He also asked, do y'all have an Instagram?
No, I don't have no social media.
Okay.
I don't have no.
I
might work on one.
You got the Lady of Rage page.
That's it on YouTube. I might eventually probably might, as we get deeper into this. Like I said, we got a few things with boxing going on too. So I think as things develop, we might do an Instagram because, I kind of looked at social media and then like sometimes the negative I just ain't really want to be too into that. But I think I might eventually have to set something up, especially when we get these dogs hunting and all that. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, for future reference, they got the Lady of Rage YouTube channel. So y'all definitely go check them out on the Lady of Rage YouTube channel. That's and that's just basically them working with Rage and showing you the dog's development and obedience, etc. You get a little idea of the dog's temperament and all of that. So you want to see a 6-time danger zone, pure danger zone dog, like yeah. And I love it. I love him myself, man. If I could own the dog, I would. But they own the dog, and hopefully, at some point, we gonna put Bull and Rage together if that makes sense for them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's
coming. Hit the ground, y'all.
Oh man, that's gonna come soon.
That's what I'm talking about.
Once they get to seeing her in action, like really like hitting them coyotes and all that stuff, I guarantee that's going to actually people gonna really be like, yo, hold up, when y'all gonna make this happen?
Listen, bro, and people fail to realize, man, when I conceived of what I'm doing with these dogs, I didn't do it to sell dogs.
Me neither.
That wasn't my intention. I wanted to breed some working dogs that I could take out in the woods with me. Now, because people have been asking for pups, I definitely respect it, and I respect a good dog going to a good home. I respect that all day long.
That's my biggest thing too. I'm not in it. See, like my dog that just passed. I never bred him. Well, I did say I wanted to do a litter or two, but me not having a female at that time. It was a female here, but she didn't have paperwork wasn't there, so I didn't even want to do that. But the thing is, I'm more so concerned about I want these dogs to go to a good home. Honestly, I am into the development of the dogs, but if you get an older person that just want a companion or buddy, I'm cool with that. That dog's gonna be treated fine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not into no puppy mills. That's why I haven't bred anything in that point, So but I think with this here though, with your fan base and people understand how you work with the dogs, the development of the dogs, I think that'll be a different type of person we'll attract.
My whole thing is like, if you notice, most of these dudes, man, they believe in working these dogs, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And they appreciate a good working dog. And I'm not gonna say that like the brother Abdul Kamal was saying, he just picked up a male and female Dogo Argentinos. You know what I mean?
I like them too.
I mean, for hog hunting and for pure heart, you can't argue with them, man. You can't argue.
They're good dogs.
To hunt cougars and mountain lions and shit down in South America and other places.
Yeah, they're good dogs. Yup.
So
I like them too.
They definitely are respectable. I wouldn't tell somebody, no, you can't breed a Camelot dog or create your own band dog or whatever the case may be. I would just ask that if that's what you intend to do with one of my dogs, you definitely let me know that ahead of time. You know what I mean? And I won't stop you. I won't, I'm not going to say I'm not going to sell you a dog because that's what you intend to do. But I may also want to breed to that dog and get something off that dog. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm into my dogs for me. I honestly did not intend to sell a whole bunch of dogs to the public. You know what I mean? I ain't intending to be in nobody's, Tom Garner and all of that. You know what I mean? That's not my lane. I know my lane. My lane is I love these dogs. These dogs end up being an extension of my family. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at the end of the day, I want to know that they gonna be worked. The integrity is gonna be kept. So that's important. But at the very least, you know what I mean, that they're gonna go somewhere where, if I should call upon you and say, hey, listen, can we get some of that? You know what I mean? Can we get some of that semen to do it breeding with one of these females? I would want them dogs available, man. You know what I mean? That's why I almost lost Solo like that. You understand what I'm saying? To somebody that was relatively close to me.
Right.
When I got him, I was like, yo, I really didn't want to raise another puppy at that point. You know what I mean? I was planning on doing something a lot larger, so I was going to make a whole mass move, and it would have been maybe premature, but based on that litter, I was going to make a mass move. So Solo didn't make a difference. Grabbing another pup didn't make a difference. But then after the other litter didn't shake out, it's like, okay, now I'm almost back to square one where I'm raising another pup. And I wanted to concentrate just on this Havoc litter. So I put him in the hands of somebody else that was supposed to be close to me. And then when I went to get him one day, just to walk the dog and take some video of the dog, they rounded on me. Like they didn't want me touching the dog, and they hadn't even finished paying for the dog. You know what I mean? They was just they were just acting crazy. I said, yo, listen, man, take this little change back and give me that dog, B. You understand?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, man, I don't put my dogs out there to lose them forever. You understand what I'm saying? And I get that. A lot of breeders want to put their dogs in hands that they can say, well, shit, man, just because I may not have the space or room to keep the dog now, that doesn't necessarily mean I want to lose the dog completely.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So anytime you buying a pup from somebody and you doing these breedings and it becomes something of a partnership. You know what I mean? Not as often as I'd like to, but I constantly make sure that I put out content that even my breeders can see. You understand? I got your dog. I got your dog. I'm raising your dog from as a puppy. I want you to see how your dog is turning out.
And that's my thing too. I would love to keep in contact with people that get pups off me to see how they develop and all that stuff. But like I said, a good, healthy relationship to me is more important than a get rich quick theme type. That's not my twist. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to call another dog, man. Listen, listen, I got pups on the ground. You want one of these Jones, or vice versa, or something like, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, when these dogs are their livelihood and they running puppy mills, you're not going to get that.
Real talk, yo.
It's Diamond Redhead comes. Yeah, he is. He's still in Camden.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my man. Yeah.
Pump said his DR is danger. What is it?
Yep.
Danger Zone Red Hot Kennels. Danger Zone Red Hot Kennels. Are they still in Camden? What's that? Camden, New Jersey?
Yeah, he's still there.
Yes, sir.
That's where we. Yup.
That's what's up. That's
Rage mom there. Yeah. He man, that's matter of fact, I know he was the one that had the pure Castillo dog. But at this point now, he's not really doing his thing for the public. He just breeding for him now. You know what I'm saying? The game got so far out of control, stuff that you were saying too. Hey, he's just to the point now, like it's, I'm just gonna breed for me. But just in case if he ever want to get back out there, I did tell him the platform is there. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people seen Rage. People see her act a fool in the street sometimes, and people come up on you with other dogs. I'm like, yo, like you don't really see me coming this way, so I'm different. It's older now. I cross the street. You'd have caught me a couple years ago. I was listen, but now it's too much heat. It's too much heat over here, man. So listen. I walk across the other side of the street because I'm not gonna front. She wants to smoke, cuz.
I think that's a whole separate lane, man. Talking about raising pits in an urban environment, especially these big red dogs, B. Man, listen, it's a whole different that's a whole different conversation.
And people don't understand. I had that 130-pound male. He wanted smoke, so a lot of people always want to test you. So I just, I try to avoid the smoke by any means.
Yeah, I mean, like that's ridiculous. But it's different, man, because anyway, man, the hell? Somebody just jumped in my I guess comments on another video. But anyway, my whole thing, man, is like to really, really like work with the dudes, man, that's trying to preserve that original stock. You know what I mean? Because there is too much like showpiecing going on around with it. You know what I mean? Where the dogs is not being worked, the quality. So I feel like the quality of the dog is going to be called into question at some point. One of my dude who got that I got trouble from, or bull, I was like, yo, bro, do you want to come on and say a few words about, the dogs or whatever the case may be? And he said, listen, my experience with the breeder wasn't a good one. I don't think I would really want to, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'd rather just not say nothing at all.
Exactly.
That was very interesting, because I've heard other people in that same circle, say things to the effect of they saw dogs so messed up out of that breeder's camp that they wouldn't bring nothing to that dog. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't even breed that dog. Like the dog had that kind of problems. So you have these dudes, and they made it clear the dude was running a puppy mill. He had like, and it's because you have 50 or 60 dogs. I'm not gonna say you're running a puppy mill, but at the end of the day, if you're running a puppy mill, you're running a puppy mill. If you just producing dogs and you don't know how they're turning out and you're selling them, right? You don't know whether they got real structural problems. That's questionable, B. That's when you're in danger of becoming a puppy peddler. In my book, you have to know that, like, you got good quality sound stock that you letting go. So if this dude saw several dogs that was that jacked up, that tells me the breeder's not really doing his job. He's gotten into peddling.
Yeah. And that's the guys that be messing this game up, man. Like a lot of guys try to get rich quick off of this stuff, and like it's not worth it, man. You damaging the dogs, you messing up the breed. It's a whole bunch more that they're doing to the dogs than they actually doing to help it.
Real talk.
I mean,
like in the house said, peace to all the gods and nurse.
Yes, sir.
Peace to Dynamite Kennels. Peace,
sir.
Elohim.
Peace, good brother.
Yeah, man.
That's why a lot of the dog men that I came up under and learned from, they out the game, man. They only breeding for them now.
Look at this. Inquisitive Jen said he wouldn't mind rocking some coyote furs. That's true. They do have nice coats. Coyote fur does sell, man. Coyote fur does sell, bro. But I don't know if I would track them just for the fur.
I know that.
You got to do something with that meat, man. And unless I'm gonna turn my dogs into straight cannibals,
Right.
Good talk. Bank statement said, my kind of dog. I want to catch up with some of these comments right quick here.
Right.
Hold up, man. Coyotes get active in Oklahoma.
Wow.
That came from Bank Statement. Shout out to Bank Statement. I wouldn't mind rocking some coyote furs. Oh, Blue Water said, where I'm from, it's legal to hunt coyotes. They don't look down on hunting here. People here run dogs while going for deer, hog, coyote, etc. See, that's where I need to go.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because if I could hunt deer with dogs, man, listen, we have a field day. What?
Tell me about it.
You talk about venison? Man, listen. Only thing is I don't know how to cook that shit, man. I don't know nothing about cooking that shit.
Me
But they got
neither.
motherfuckers that know a thing or two about that. That'll process that bitch for you and everything. We take pups out to help prey drive, chasing rabbits and squirrels, etc.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely. Bull lurchers are hunting monsters. Okay. I think somebody was trying to tell me about lurchers before. Blue Water said, right now on my channel, I have fishing videos. Soon I'll have my dogs on hunts. I have a vid
check that out.
breaking coyote spines. Nice.
Listen,
Yeah.
I definitely, you put it out there. You definitely got a viewer.
That's right. Come on with it, boo. We're gonna post up.
Yes.
Okay, there's the brother Abdul Kamal who says, Assalamu alaikum, Aki. Wa alaikum salam, Akuya.
Brother.
Love it,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
What's going on with you? Indeed, for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Patterdale OFRN also makes a good pocket pit. Patterdale and OFRN. Inquisitive Jen said Patterdale and the OFRN make a good pocket pit. I could see how that might happen.
Yeah, the Patterdale come off Staffordshire Bull Terrier line, so the Patterdales are aggressive. They get busy.
Yeah. That's a whole different lane there. See, you got to be careful with something. Dogs throw their structure, right? So when you're talking about putting a maybe a 60 or 70-pound dog inside of a 20-pound dog, you want to be careful, right? Because that 20-pound Patterdale trying to push out, and I don't even know if they get that big. I think they run a little bit smaller than that. But Patterdales are like, it'd be difficult to have a Patterdale bitch try to push that out. You know what I mean? That could be a complicated litter, man. That could, I don't know how that would work. I really don't. The structure on these dogs are different. When that 75-pound genetics goes to throw itself, how is it going to come out of that 20-pound dog? And how are you going to have multiple dogs?
You might not have multiple. Right.
And then they're all going to try to feed on that same 20-pound dog, right? Those pups, if like when they come out, they're going to try to feed on that same 20-pound dog. Like, that's I don't know about that one, Inquisitive Jen. I see why they call you the Inquisitive Jen, though. Abdul Kamal, my brother said Champion Centipede was super tough. Yes, he was. That boy had a heck of a reputation, as did Killing Sid. Matter of fact, Abdul Kamal, I'm gonna shoot you I'm gonna put a link in the comment if you want to hop on, beloved, as we intended. I really didn't intend this joint to go this long, but since it's in there, it's in there. Vicious Bulldog signing off, saying I appreciate you guys. A lot of what you guys say makes sense. I feel I learned a lot in these few minutes. Keep it up, 100. Absolutely, it's what we do around here, bro. Santana Red Dog said, damn family, I'm late to the session. It's all right, bro. It's all right. There'll be more. We're gonna try to do this every Sunday night. Absolutely. Santana Red Dogs, I will absolutely do that for you, bro. We're gonna do these every Sunday night from now on. Every Sunday night, 7 p.m. We're gonna go on. I'm gonna try to keep them a little bit shorter than this, though, y'all. I'm gonna try to keep them a little bit shorter than this. It's definitely after 10:30. I don't want to keep y'all no longer. It's been real. I hope we really, really got to the point here tonight. You know, I hope people really, really, really got to the point. Hold on. All right. I want to make sure that people understand the difference between Camelot Kennels and Camelot Pits. This has definitely been like it's been, how should I say, for me it's invigorating, for me it's encouraging. You understand? Because I think people are starting to get the understanding that there is a strain of big red dog that has been around for a very long time, long before a bully was ever thought about, long before anybody thought about creating a bully, man. These dogs was in the woods, man. So understand that there is a strain of big red pit bull that is an offshoot of the OFRN, and that they are not associated with Camelot Pitts, Bus Line, and Chevy Line dogs, right? Facts. Shout out to Kenneth, Sonia, for the dogs that he kept pure. Shout out for the dogs that he has finally begun to announce are off of the Bus Line or the Chevy Line dogs. You know what I mean? You know, as long as you keep that clear and keep that line delineated, you know, I think people will be better educated and we'll all be better off for it.
Right. That's facts.
With that said, do you have anything you wanted to say, bro?
No, bro. You know, I think we pretty much covered, and you got in the detail and broke a lot of things down that I can tell a lot of people probably didn't even know. So, you know, shout out to you, you know, and your thing, you know, you do your thing hard, man. And I hope that everybody continue to watch, you know, the stuff that you post, man. Very informational stuff that you can learn and actually start working off your own dogs, start doing stuff too. It's educational.
Real shit. That's the whole point. I appreciate that, beloved. Bank statement, Kennels said he sees a lot of Camelot dogs with bowed legs.
Well, the bulldog had, don't forget, it come off the bulldog. The bulldog had both legs, but they're not the only dogs that throw them too. It's a lot of game dogs. Bloodlines that I see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro. You know, there's some dogs that I've seen that their legs are so bald, and this goes back to the old black and white pictures.
Right,
all over. Like that's just a thing, bro.
Shoot, Kobe had pictures of dogs. Well, you know, the bull leg. But that's the gene off of the bulldog. Don't forget, they still come off the bulldog anyway you look at it. You know what I mean?
Real talk. Santana Red Dog say he missed it this week, but he want to know what the topic is going to be next weekend. I'll put it this way: we'll do a poll. I'll put it up in the community tab, and you know, y'all post it up and let me know what y'all wanna discuss, man. We could pick a dog and break down his pedigree. You know, we could go with the legends. We could go whatever y'all want to do, man. All right.
Right. There you go.
That's like a plan. And from now on, y'all should know that Philly Dog, man. My brother here is gonna be Des and his wife Trina. They're gonna be part of this panel. They're gonna be on up here regularly with me, as well as Abdul Kamal and the brother Pump 17. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna have our own little panel, man, and do our thing, man.
With hopefully it grows.
And proper education, man.
Yep.
Represent this breed the way it's supposed to be represented. Represent it right. Let people know the difference, man, between Camelot Pits, Camelot Kennels, man, because it's absolutely essential that people understand what you're getting. And again, no lock on Camelot Pits, especially those dogs, man, that are not mixed with the Bull Mastiff, but understand that the man does run dogs that do have that mix with them, and they are called Chevy and named that has become its own line of dogs used for weight pull.
That Whopper.
Right. Want to
That
be a
Whopper
Whopper.
line. Yeah. Yeah.
But with that's all for me, y'all. I'm gonna sign off, man.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been real. Yo, again, I appreciate you coming on, beloved. You definitely
Yes,
hit
sir,
the nail
good
on
brother.
the head, man. Exactly what we was looking for. And we look forward to some more.
Yes, sir, good brother.
All right, all right. Hold on one second. One last message we got. Definitely a lot of good topics can go far with this. A lot of resurgence in the breed that's been quiet for a long time. I agree with that Santana Red Dog.
Facts.
Actual facts. All right, y'all. I'm signing out.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. I'll let you, good brother. Peace.